right. Hello, everybody. It is me, Cold Warp Gates. They finally gave me control of the official channel. I'm in. And with me today is Sate Zero. Say hello, Sate Zero.
Oh, God, you're going to try the Nablime thing where you tell me what to do? I will rebel. But hello.
Okay. Today, we are going to bring you games from 4 groups from week 1 of the preseason. Now, of course, 2 of these groups only have 1 replay each, but that doesn't matter, right? As you can see, we've got the games that we're going to be seeing today on the screen. So it's it is the end of these preseason casts, basically. Like, we have a few more scheduled for this week, and then we're going to get into the real games, which everybody is playing this week. I know some games have already been played, which is cool. Do you have anything to say before we just get into the game?
Can I yell at people about replays? Love doing it.
Yes.
This is an opportunity. You see the screen, how it says Group 48, Group 49, and you have to tag in and also because you grab 2 groups and there's only 1 replay from each group? Guys, y'all complain we don't cast your games. There's 300 plus people in this league. It's hard to cast them all. But if we don't have the replays, it's impossible to cast them all. I'm not just going to guess. We're not casting by radio. If you don't upload the replays, we can't cast your games. So please be on top of that. Be better about it in the regular season.
Okay. Now that Sate Zero is not angry, he's just disappointed. We can get into the game. Let's do it.
I mean, it can be both.
Exactly. All right. I forget who the players were in this game, but we'll find out when we actually get into the game.
Honestly, I'm just excited to not see Eclipse.
All right. I know, that's why I picked week 1. All right, in the top right, in the green Protoss, we have Jelly Mang. And in the top left, in the purple Zerg, we have MG Flo.
Oh, this is going to be nice. Flo is such a strong player. And we've casted Jelly Mang a little bit before. But, definitely impressed me with seeing what they play. So, starting with a matchup that we both have to play. We've got to slog through it. It's going to be good.
Yeah. And Jelly Mang beat me last season. So, I guess I'm cheering for him to lose.
You rooting for the Protoss to lose? Like, you yell at me all the time. Why do you give me all these replays for Protoss loses all the time? Now you're rooting for it to happen?
Look, all right. There's like a hierarchy of loyalty, right? Like, there's like team, race, and then at top is just me, right? So he beat me, so he has to be destroyed now.
I mean, I guess so.
That's
Flo is a strong player, though. I've like seeing Flo play a stable game, and if he can manage to get the win, that will be pretty reasonable to see. But I'd rather just see Protoss show me how to play his matchup. I need to learn, especially for week 1, for no particular reason.
You're right. I guess basically, either way, I'm good. I'm playing both sides, so the Iowa's coming on top. Oh, and we have Gateway first, which I always like, slightly more aggressive than Forge Expand. There's been some arguing over whether we should be doing Gateway so much, but it's good to see it. I like it. It's what I do, so it's good to get that knowledge.
You're a bolder player than I am. I do not have the confidence. I feel like I die every time I do this, and this is unusual, right? Jelly Mang already putting down the second pylon in base on the Gateway spin? That feels early.
No,
right?
you do it on 12.
Oh, you do?
Because you just have...
See, like, maybe that's why I'm bad at this build.
Yeah, like, you just have the money. Like, you're not making the gas or anything, so you just have the 100 minerals sitting around. By the way, my opponent this week is NCX, and he keeps stalking me, showing up in my chat, being like, hey, tell me what you think about PvZ. So that's a little weird.
I mean, I could ask questions about how you think about PvZ.
Yeah. Oh no! Now I'm on the hook.
I can snake the info.
Oh,
but you know what? We can lead him astray. We will get you that info that you're looking for. No big dials. That first Zealot does pop out. Gonna move straight to that top left so you can get something done. Flo only makes 2 links. Gonna end up being 4-6. Ooh, maybe this could dangerous.
Oh yeah.
So this is why I hate this build, man. Like 6 lanes, you get caught out of position. The probe doesn't even get in the base. Immediately killed off here, and that Zealot wisely turns right the hell around.
Yeah. If you see 6 lanes, you can't fight it. Like maybe if you had God Micro, you could kill the 6 lanes with the Zealot and the probe, but like they're just gonna make more lanes than kill your Zealot. So this is definitely the smart thing to do. Especially with a 10 gate, like I think we saw, rather than 9 gate. Like 10 gate, you can just pretty much just be defensive unless the Zerg makes 2 or fewer links, and you're totally fine.
Oh, you can see that little micro war up at the front. I do like what we're seeing, though. Jellymang did get another probe out, going to be able to get scouting info. And Flo's taking third base at the mineral only. That usually, for me, makes me think it's going to be some kind of Hydra play, not committing to the extra gas, like setting up, like just getting things forward, easy to get into position. So, I'm expecting a little aggression from Flo, but we'll see if it actually pans out.
Yeah, it's a little hard to tell on this map, just because like this is also like the easiest third to take in these positions. Like, you know what I mean? So it could just be that you just want some easy base. It doesn't care if it has gas or not.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
I know what you mean. Like in certain rotations, like if the Zerg took that base, I would think it was Hydra's 100%.
Yeah. This wall is like giving me anxiety.
Oh, the forge?
I know it's fine. It's giving me anxiety. Like, you see how he's zealous he has to use to plug up the holes. If it was like speedling, so just mispositioning for 1 second, you'd be punished so heavily. But so far, nothing's gonna happen. Nexus finishes up. First can's on the way as well, and we'll see what the tech's gonna be. I really, really want to see something cool and interesting. But if Jellymang plays the standard game, I won't be too upset. Probe's going to sneak in the base, though, see a lack of a lair. Maybe it will be a Citadel first.
Yeah, that's interesting. But also, it looks like Flo got link speed and then stopped mining gas, which I guess is a reaction to the 1 gate, but that was pretty passive. Oh, and here we go. We do have the 4th hatchery here.
It should be a 5th one soon as well. We've seen this get played kind of a lot recently, where it's you go to 5 hatchery before the lair, just get that big larva production up.
Yeah, there is a 4 hatch build too, just because Zerg, they can do whatever they want and just get any number of buildings, and it's fine. So it's not always 5 hatcheries. Oh yeah, here we go. You're right. See, it's like they just like roll a die and make that many hatcheries, and that's a legit build.
I need their ability to roll constantly 5 and 6 over and over. It is going to be that Stargate, though. Even with the delayed lair, still wants to get the Corsairs, get the Vision, maybe get some of these Overlords out of here. The Zealot's going to move out, try to kill a couple Lings, and Flo's going to wisely retreat now he's got the Ling speed.
Definitely.
This is a lot of Lings, though. Jellymang, like, he got the gateway expand, but hasn't been able to poke out at all. And with these big gaps, like, I think a counterattack could really be pretty troublesome. And we're seeing the Hydra dead back.
Oh no, here we go. Lings trying to surround these Zealots, but the reinforcements show up, and Flo retreats rather than try to go for the run by, which is probably the smarter play in the long run.
Yeah, possibly, but still, like, the Speedlings on the map. You see Zealots, they're moving forward. They're going to try to force some kind of reaction, but all they need to do is, like, goodness, if they maneuver around you, willing to take the loss, there's a chance. And that +1 weapons did finish, or no, it didn't. It's like way far away. So
I was gonna say that'd be a really early +2. Here we go. The Zealots are surrounded by these Lings, but it seems like pretty decent micro here for the Protoss. The Ling numbers are getting thinned out here, and it's just drones.
Yeah, this is some pretty big damage from Jellymang.
Yeah, I honestly can't believe that worked like against 5 hatcheries. So Jellymang must have just seen something that let him know that the timing was off on these Lings. We do have Hydras popping out, but even so, they're gonna take a while to clean up these remaining Zealots.
And that means they're not defending against this Corsair. They could start working on everything as well, though. Taking a lot of free fire, though, so that Corsair already lost all of its shield, losing some its hull a little bit as well. But this buys Jellymang the time. They're getting the Templar Archives, going to be able to have Storm as well. And since you got the Corsair in the base and you still don't see a lair, like, you got to rush the Storm right now. You'll be able to defend any kind of Hydra aggression.
Yeah, we saw something like this in the King of the Tiers. I think it was Hazarath in the Tier 1 finals, was against Shun, who's doing this 5 Hydra build, and Shun just made so many Hydras that, like, it didn't matter how many Storms you have, and he was able to snipe the a Templar. It looks like Jellymang is taking this, I think, a bit better than we saw on Saturday. The Archives is faster. We have these 3 cannons up. It looks like the wall is going to go down. I assume +1 is going to finish here, right?
It should be able to. It's not taking that much damage. Although this wall is like the worst possible spacing if you need more cannons. It's exactly in the way where these 3 at the bottom is all you're going to get below that pylon. So if there is really committed pressure, maybe this section will being a problem. But when the wall goes down, it'll open up some space. That does neuter some of the production. +1 does finish. Storm not away, but still a bit of time, and Hydra's starting to stream across the map.
Yeah, we'll see here. I think like the gateway and the forge had to be one hex to the left to allow more cannons in there. But this is the pain of Protoss. If you misplace one building, you're pretty much screwed for the entire game. Did we see a second forge? Okay, we do. We do have a second forge building. But for now, we do have a nice arc of cannons. Storm's on the way. Are there any Templar?
No, not yet, unfortunately.
That is the key part here. So these Hydras are trying to bust in, but there are speed zealots and a very nice arc cannons. So I think Jelly Mang is going to survive, but still be contained.
Yeah, he's not going to be able to move out, though, is the problem. You're still seeing just flow, Hydras all day, not transitioning to other bases or anything. And you see there's a little group of Zealots that are snuck out on the map. They're trying to find some kind of counterattack damage. Definitely could kill some drones, and as long as Jelly Man can hold on, this is looking pretty good. But still, no Templars in production. Storm's been completed, but this is just wasted research at the moment.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate. Meanwhile, we have these Zealots trying to kill these hatcheries down at the third base. Looks like they'll be repelled by these Hydras, but just seeing that more Hydras are coming, it is important. Like, knowing that the Zerg is basically committing to this is really helpful to Jelly Man. But I don't like his reaction here, like running away from his own cannons with these Zealots. Okay, here we go. We do have some Templar in production, but it's going to be like another minute before they actually get the mana for Storm.
Which also just means you have less ground units as well. You see, he's trying to add on a little bit more tech as he can, robo up the front, trying to make sure that if there is a chance of lurkers, he'll have some kind of vision, but still no lair. This is just really committed aggression. Flo going to keep pushing in this ever-growing Hydra count. The Templar march too far forward. Oh, please don't pick it off. Not like this. Manages to walk back far enough. No storms yet. Doesn't have the energy. The cans are going down, though. These Hydras are quite robust, and I don't think storm's ever going to happen.
Yeah, I think MG Flow is just flowing straight into the Protoss main right now. Or he could be, I guess, if you was just saying you're killing probes.
See, you got your wish. Protoss is in a real bad spot here. They even pull the probes from the natural, just trying to get what they can. Just buy as much time as possible. Maybe these gateways can produce something. DT's on the way. This could be the trick. There's no overlords here to help. You know, maybe that's what you need, but the Hydra's already in the main, gonna be able to start working on whatever they want to go for here. And a lair behind this, so Flo will have that next step. But so much damage has already been done. The work count about equalized, and Jelly Mang is really going to have to struggle to keep this base alive.
Yeah. And by the way, I love that Jelly Mang is making these two DTs. Like, this is always what I do when I'm losing a game. I just make as many DTs as possible and hope. And there's actually no detection for Zerg on this side of the map. So these DTs are going to be able to clean up these Hydras eventually, not before the natural nexus goes down.
Yeah, but look how many probes already died. There's a Hydra just poking that probe line in the main, too. Like, the damage is being done. The Robo's dead, second nexus as well. The DTs are, like, okay, they're here, sure, but the lair's about to finish as well. Jelly Man has basically no mineral income, down to 9 probes, and some of them not even mining. They're going to fight the Hydra of melee combat. Not even going to be enough. Flo's even micro to make sure. I think this is the desperation counterattack, but I cannot see this killing Flo.
No, now that there's actually overlords here, these D2s are going to get picked off really quick, I think.
Yeah, this is just,
but these hatcheries, though, we're finally going to get them. No, just commit. Like,
no.
You were going to lose the game. Just kill the hatch. Come on. It's one attack away. DT, no, he's hitting the wrong one. Oh my god, no. Just kill it.
You know, there is no moral victory here. They fight for going for the win. Maybe if you kill enough maybe if this Overlord turns around for no reason, maybe the DT lived, there's a chance. No, not even a little bit. Flo is just making Hydras, still has all that army. At least with all this gas, you can make Templar. Jelly Mang's still not convinced he's out of it, but with 5 probes in on lack of a second base, if he can pull this off, I'm promoting him out of CPL immediately.
Yeah. Let's see, he's going to have 4 Templar and 1 Zealot that he's made already, and this 1 probe trying to make this natural against Infinity Hydras, basically. God, I can't believe this hatchery is still alive.
Yeah, now the question is, you got your 4 Templar, do you make one of them an Archon? Is that, like, realistically, this game is not a thing. Like, at this point, Flo should be able to move forward. We're not casting tier 3, these guys know better. You know, Hydra army, you can see how many are attacking your buildings. Come on, Jelly Man, you know better than this. Just gonna move forward here. And Archon being made. 2 Temple are trying to buy time for
God,
Storm,
no.
but they're not gonna get the energy.
Oh, they can't
Unfortunately.
merge! Oh my god, one of them dies in the last second. Yeah, Jellyman cannot get a break, dude.
Hey, that means he did stay long enough. He's got 1 Storm available. The
Let's do
miracle.
it. Let's
Maybe
see.
it happened. The
Oh.
second one pops, immediately dies. Overlord for detection,
Storm
just in
got
case.
one Hydra. There you go.
All right, Flo. You made Hydras. We all know you're good at making Hydras. That was a well-played game from the Zark.
Yeah.
Jellyman wasn't in a bad spot either, but I think it was that wall, man. Like the space for the cans, like that really made it easy for those Hydras
Yeah,
to
that
break
definitely
through.
did not help. Alright, we're going to get to our next game here, which is MG Flow again versus Crazy.
Oh, Flo's not gonna be able to get away with that nonsense. Not against this guy and all his macro.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm excited to watch it though. I feel like I haven't watched a lot of Crazy since last season, so
Yeah.
I'm very looking forward to it.
Alright, in the bottom left, this slightly not blue color, it's MG Flow, the victorious Zerg from the first game. And in the top left, directions are really hard, it's the green tearing Crazy.
Just remember, hold out your hand, make
Yeah.
the L.
Well,
Like-
well, this time when I got top and bottom confused, and I feel like that's kind of like, I don't think, is there a convenient hand signal to remind yourself which way is up and which way is down?
no, but there might be people in the chat who just going like, "Oh, he doesn't know what the top and the bottom is." Ooh, interesting, fun.
I don't. So we just saw MG play in the wait. Okay, hold on. Is MG the clan or is Flow the clan?
MG is the clan. That's the
Okay,
clan.
so
I
this
think
is
Queen
just
made, right?
backwards?
Mysterious
Like-
Gravity. Mysterious Gravity.
Yeah. Every other clan tag I've ever seen has the clan name in the square brackets. All right.
That's not true. Soul.
I literally drawing a blank on that right now, so I'll stop digging myself into this hole further. The important thing is that we saw MG play in a previous game with this like big macro mid gameplay. Granted, it's a completely different matchup, but it just kind of tell you what strategies the player likes. Now, Crazy, he was on my team for the past 2 seasons. He's a really cool dude, very helpful as a practice partner. Also, demolishes me just about every game.
Yeah.
He likes the big macro games.
Well, he's got the big macro strength. He can only got into CPL like what was it 2 or 3 seasons ago now? Like in the recent time, and Grandmaster of StarCraft 2 comes on over with all these mechanics and shit and learns how to play his game. It felt like when he first started, all you can beat him by is like you get him with some weird stuff. It's like, oh, I've never seen that before. He wouldn't know what to do. But now he's had enough time. That doesn't happen anymore. He's actually a very intimidating player.
Yeah. I think he came from StarCraft 2, right? So he had like some.
Yeah. He's a Grandmaster player.
Oh,
Very
man.
strong.
Alright, looks like I barely paid attention to what Zerg's doing this game. Looks like it was some kind of hatchery first. So very standard build.
The normal build, hatchery,
Yeah.
pool, gas behind it. So nothing unusual just yet. Didn't save up extra money to get the 3rd hatchery before gas or anything. Very standard looking game so far from Plo.
Yeah, and poor Crazy is going to get this last scout, which does mean that he has to get his expansion on 18 instead of 15. Just a little sad little thing for Terran. Doesn't really like destroy them for the rest of the game or anything. It's just they really like to get that first scout and get that command center super early.
I mean, you can CC first if you're feeling bold.
Yeah. I feel like you would get away with that like 90% of the time, but the 10% you would just feel really stupid.
Well, I mean, on Polypoid especially, Polypoid preseason, do you want to show off? It's like, oh, I hope this coach wants me on the team. I'm going to 9 pool on Polypoid.
Hell yeah.
Like especially week 1, we get a lot of very standard looking play.
Is that how they draft teams? Like the coaches are like, this guy did cheese I like. I'll put him on my team.
Well, I think it's if the coaches are watching games and trying to get an idea, like, oh, I like the way they play, maybe they're gonna see something. I see some of them watch some of the casts, some of them are just like, oh, I've played them with ladder or know them from like BSL or something. So I think there is like indications between everything. Crazy looking like they're setting up for 2Rex Academy, very standard stuff. Flow 2Rex lair or 2 hatchery lair, easy peasy.
Yes, this is going to be pretty much a by-the-book TVZ so far.
Great example game. Wilkes on chat saying, I literally got 9 pool on Polypoid. This is why we said 90% of the games, not 100.
Yeah.
Your experience may vary. All right. Crazy. Still, though, I remember seeing this last season, again, a little bit like tense about it. He's very reluctant to make that bunker up the front by the expansion.
Oh, yeah. Dude, he's so
I feel like
greedy.
there's a part that could do it. Yeah, he's a very greedy player.
Like, I have gone on this rant before about how greedy Terran players are, but, like, a Crazy he just doesn't want to build, this bunker. He doesn't want a wall. He gets his expansions really early. And the only thing is, like, he gets away with it. Like, this game, he's not going to need that bunker.
Yeah, seems reasonable so far. Is an academy about to complete before the eBay? This SCV poorly gets trapped out, but decent marine ball. These things shouldn't be able to get anything done. But getting up to the front, not seeing a bunker to worry about does make the opportunity to get some meter harass a little bit better, and that Spire is nearing completion.
Yeah, we'll see here. I like that, like, this eBay is timed so that the turrets are going to finish, like, seconds before the mutas show up. And I really like when we see a Terran player pull that off.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, if you know the time's that sharp, it definitely works. But it does slow down the +1. +1 weapon's so effective for bio.
Yeah, but I think, like, you could have sacrificed
very
that in the T-Rex Academy anyway.
Yeah, that's true. But you know what? We're going to see everything. Muta's starting to pop up, and that air weapons upgrade. So Flow, hopefully going to lean into it. I love watching big Muta play, especially once you get past that first group and just really pull a Terran apart. You can get super obnoxious with it. So see if that ends up being the case. We're seeing more barracks get added on. Turrets starting to go down. We'll see if there's going to be a window, because if you can get into the main mineral line, right now turrets are not doing anything there.
Yeah, we'll see here. You need like 2 or 3, I think. Really effective. It looks like Crazy again is trying to get away with as few as possible, just covering, like, we have the main mineral line, the natural mineral line, and the barracks, just with 1 turret each.
Yeah, and the Bioforce is a little bit forward here, up by that third.
It might actually work though. It might catch these mutas.
No, I don't want to trust. Yeah. I don't want to fight Flow in his control and, like, unimpeded ground where he gets to do whatever he wants.
Yeah,
it seems a couple like bio gets picked off.
The mutas caught the bio. It was the other way around.
Yeah, that's always the case, isn't it? We're seeing more turrets go down for Crazy, but again, nothing but that gas in the mineral line. If you can get in there, these mutas could do something. They're gonna poke forward at the front.
God,
and Crazy, as you're saying, being super greedy with this turret placement, as few as possible. But here's the window. Flow finds a spot where you can harass pretty freely.
Yeah, here we go. These mutas finally taking some turret hits, but not before they clean out basically every marine on the map. There's just a few stragglers left alive here, and, like, even if the mutas just stop now, this is bot MG like at least a minute or so in this game to do whatever he wants, get this third running, but it's not going to stop because we still have all these mutas, like 10 mutas here, and a +1 is done, almost done. So these mutas are going to keep putting on more pressure. Yeah, it's not done. I don't know why I said that.
Yeah, see, I made the same mistake too. I looked at the wrong production tab, like, oh, it's not on there anymore.
Yeah,
if you look at the Terra one, yeah, it's not going to be on there. More mutas are still just being made, though, for Flow. That +1, like you're saying, getting near completion soon, but he's slowing everything down enough. You can see, even still, Flow up on supply against a Terran this early in the game. Like, that's not what you want to be seeing here. Crazy's greed. Maybe going to get the better of him. He's adding on more barracks and working towards that starport, so eventually he's going to have a radiate, but still have to be very careful here. Flow did take another base or two over at the left and down the bottom middle as well. These mutas going for the harassment. There's no bio support. This is actually big damage. No repair of the turrets either.
Oh my god. These mutas are disgusting, dude. They're just chewing through everything in the Terran main here. They're getting to this really inconvenient spot in the top left. Oh my god, the SCVs are body blocking the Marines.
In the starports, the SCVs get killed there. They're delayed as well. There's still, like, so little anti-air here. Flow flying around very freely. Adding on more mutas behind this just keeps reinforcing. See, this is what I wanted to see. More than one control group really get the upgrades rolling here. And, like, Crazy's never going to be able to move out of the map. Not forever. This factory's flying out. But immediately just going to get picked off.
Oh, no. So, by the way, look at the natural of Crazy. Look at how far the gas SCVs have to go to turn in their gas. Like, they go like to the middle of the command center instead of the bottom right. What is going on here?
I have no idea
Like,
what is happening
It
there.
must be the add-on blocking it or something. Man, Terran really is the hardest race.
Oh, dude, don't give him any excuses here. But Crazy's already up to like 2 control
God,
groups
there's
mules.
so
He's
many
not going.
mules.
He's going for +2
Yeah.
air weapons. Really committed. I love seeing it. And you can see he started to actually switch on drones. He's got that base at the 9 o'clock and 6 o'clock. They're both finished. Starting to add on some things there. Not rushing towards hive or anything, but this is just a robust amount of air units. I don't know if Crazy's ever going to be able to fight that straight up.
Yeah, this is really terrifying. There's like more mutas than there are mutas right now. And we're about to see like MG's not even microing. He just like moved onto this fireball and cleaned it up. Oh my god,
This
absolutely terrifying. Do you have to like Hail Mary make some Valkyries or something to deal with this? Like even irradiate if MG's good at splitting, it won't even matter.
Don't. I might be wrong, but I thought you needed an armory to get Valkyrie, so
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
think
yeah.
that's even an option right now.
Yeah, with that
But,
factory
they
down.
just go right over the turrets. The Marines are doing what they can. Still so many mutas. No anti-air right above the production. All these SVDs are going to go down. This is like critical damage for Crazy here. Mutas, it's still just mutas. I think this is what we've seen Flo do. First game, all Hydras. This game, all mutas. He just makes one unit and
Just
keeps
picks a
going.
unit, makes way too much of it.
Apparently, I need to switch to Zerg. This strategy looks so clean.
Yeah, dude, easy. Here we go. The mutas are getting just a little bit split up and baited into these turrets down here, but I think they're still completely fine. We have some reinforcements gathering outside the base. The academy goes down. Did range finish? Range must have finished by now, right? For the Marines?
Oh, yeah, ages ago.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the big thing that we're looking for as far as an upgrade is I don't think a radiate's ready. So, like, you got these vessels that are doing
Oh,
nothing.
yeah.
Like, they're just sitting here kind of wasting gas. A radiate finally getting
It
started.
just
It's going to be a million miles away. Man, Crazy's going to tap out. We're not going to see any of this. We're just see Muta shooting everything. Flo making Zerg look broken.
Yeah, that was a hard one. It felt like it was just down to not handling the first mutas, and then it just snowballed really hard from there.
Well, I mean, I think you can just say that on a piece of paper. I skimped the fence against 2 hatch Muta and got punished for it. Yeah, it sounds right. Oh, Crazy tried to do what they wanted to do, unfortunately. I think also just the positioning of the bio so far forward, it wasn't in a really defensive position by the turrets to help out. So I think that also enabled Flo to do the damage he did. But he found the windows, he had the micro to get everything done, so good on him, playing very solid.
Definitely, we're about to see him play one more game here. Oh, look at these
Nice.
colors. Oh god, they didn't even do top versus bottom. In the top left, in the dark gray Zerg, it's MG Flo. And in the bottom right, in the white Terran, it's Pandor.
This isn't bad. Hey, if this was Eclipse, this would be worse. But at least it's on Polypoid, it's all on grass and stuff. This is not bad. Did we already show the games of Pandor? No, this is the first Pandor game. He joined in just in time.
Behold, Pandor. So Pandor is on my team this season, so I have to root for him. He's been coaching people and helping people out. I think he's tier 0, like tier 0 assistant coach kind of person. So big hype for Pandor.
Yeah, Pandor's a strong player. I've definitely seen him around the CPL group for quite a while now. And I'm not gonna be that guy, but unless he's leveled up a lot, I think Crazy's a better Terran than he is. So we'll see if Flo can get another clean win. Don't stop committing people to grudge
match here. You all heard it. He all called out Pandor.
Yeah, compared to Crazy, that's not an insult. It's like if you were like, oh, I'm worse at snipe. Yes, yeah. Yes, I am.
So, do you think we'll see the mass muta again? We've seen that a lot in preseason. It feels like people just pick a build and they just do that build versus all their opponents of the same race, right?
Well, remember there is the difference with preseason. It's a round robin. Your opponents are not like communicating. It's like, let's get him. Let's communicate about what he's doing.
Yeah.
Let's work together. You're not even on a team yet, and it's all best of one. There's no series play or anything. So yeah, I think that would be the best way to do well in the preseason. It's just have one build and really grind it out. Plus, Mass Mute is just fun. I think it's like a very active style. You know, you're not playing these long committed turtle games where it's like, I need to wait for the Defiler and the Ultralisk and the armor and get to level 3. It's like, no, just get Muse and go on in.
Oh yeah, definitely, it's a good way to knock out those games. And you say that people don't research their opponents for preseason, but I did that the last 2 seasons. I tried to PM people like, hey, did you play any games yet? What did this guy do?
Really? How
Yeah.
did it work out for you? Did you do well?
I got like 2 responses, and one of them was like, I don't feel comfortable sharing this information with you. So
Whoever that person, they respect the sanctity of CPL. Good on them. Congratulations for being sportsmanlike. Unlike our wily caster abusing his power, it's gone to his head.
hell yeah, dude. Yeah, I've done that. I've looked at the replays that have been submitted for my opponents and downloaded their information. Ooh, and so anyway, in the game. Oh, okay, it is in 18cc, so very similar to what we saw last game with Crazy not getting that first cut out. Now,
but at least this is a little better. Pandora being at least cross map buys a little more time.
okay, this is where I show that I'm pro DOS. Is it normal to get lair before league speed? It is, right?
If you want to get the fast mutas, if you really want to get that timing.
Yeah.
Now, this also could be, if he gets the scout fast enough, he could be doing that kind of wily stuff going into lurker play. Not really committed yet, but it's going to really, I think you look for the second gas timing. Is more a little bit of an indication of what you're expecting here.
Okay. Yeah, and 4Bug is saying in chat that yes, it is normal. It's one of those things that I've probably seen like 100 replays and seen that, and only now I'm like, what does it mean?
The amount of games I've seen, I feel like I ask a question, I'm like, I should know the answer to this. I know I've seen it 1,000 times, and I'm still just not really paying attention. It looks like that SCV scout does end up getting killed off here, and without a Hydroden on the way with Lair near completion, we're going to see Mutas flow. I think they're doing the build that they like to do, but we'll see if it ends up being enough. They still haven't taken that second gas yet, so I wonder if they'll have enough gas to get the upgrades to really lean into the style. And Pandora's going for 2 racks Academy of their own. So very similar to what we saw in the last game. Only difference is that Pandora isn't greedy, got the bunker.
Yeah, there you go. Got turns
and
going to win. That's how it works.
And cross map buys you a little bit more time to get your defenses up, get in position.
Definitely even walling off here, just doing everything they can to keep Lings out of the Terran main. And Flo's going to take that third base at the 12 o'clock. Very early, I think. I think like 5:30 is when you're supposed to get it. I don't know.
Oh, you're saying times and
I
numbers?
know.
Oh, clip it. This guy is just he's giving out information. In case anyone is not aware, we are both pro Ops players. We do our best, but we do not really know what we're talking about. That's
like, I think it's a hatchery.
Yeah, I think that's who was I was casting with Pack right yesterday. It's just everything's a den. It's like, oh, that's the circling den.
Exactly. A marine den, a medic den. Perfect.
Yeah, now it does look like Flo doing exactly what they want to do. +1 air weapons immediately, making the mutas behind it. So I think if Pandora doesn't defend this, we're going to see exactly the same game, just with different players involved. And then here comes that first scan. Where to go? When it's a natural, doesn't discover any tech. Sees a lack of static defense at least. So maybe that makes you feel good. But I don't think so. I think we gotta see these turrets go up. Third barracks on the way, so at least gonna have some decent bio production.
Yeah, maybe you feel bad. Maybe you're like, oh no, he doesn't even think he needs Sunken. I'm in trouble. By the way, we're seeing this third gas go up really fast, which again is probably normal if you get this third base because like. Gas is the really important thing for Zerg here, but I think we are just going to see more mutas. Yeah, we have the +1. We have more mutas coming in. We have this big ball. We have, I think this is more turrets here for Pandora than we saw for a Crazy.
Well, it's not about more; it's about where they are.
Yeah,
These by the ramp, definitely a good call. It helps you make sure that the mutas can't find that sweet spot to kill the reinforcements going to low ground. But we got 3 by the natural. We're seeing some by the production. But again, that lower part, that little corner of the main, if you can get all the way in there, there's ally anti-air to as you ravage what you can. Picking up some bio, Flo's still showing that great micro.
Scanning the cliff to shoot the Overlord. All right, so this Bio trying to move out here. I mean, maybe these are choosing not to engage. Sorry, go ahead.
I was like, maybe that's you think that's your best opportunity to get some free damage before these upgrades, before the reinforcements. Because you can see Flo, he's still making mutas. He's going up to the same style. The Overlord does get picked off. That's going to slow things down a little bit here. And we're seeing a lot of scans go down. Pandora wants to find the base. It's not at one of the corner mains, though. That's where he's looking to see if there's a place to move out to. He's keeping everything close together, Flo, just to make sure there's no real big opportunity for damage from this Terra move out.
Yeah, I feel like
they're going to find the army. Oh, no.
Nice free damage going on here. Just like 3 Marines dying with every shot from this Muta Cloud.
Yeah, this is the worst thing, especially. And you see, he broke off the one
he
Muta
was,
to replace it, so he still has a good hotkey group. Flo, come on, bro. You don't need to do this. It's CPL, man. It's not the MSL finals. What are you trying to do here?
It's okay. He lost like 2 mutas for free by mismigrating there. It all makes up.
I mean, he's still making on all those reinforcements. That plus one's about to finish as well, and this bio army's been slowly picked off. Again, Flo up a decent amount of supply at this spot here. Has that third base up, taking the 4th hatchery up the top right. And this fight is just not going to be enough here. Pandora's got to retreat, try to save all the bio he can. Already suffered great losses, and look at the supply lead already.
Yeah, God, like, what do you even do against this mass muta? Like, last time we saw Crazy kind of fumble the defense in his own base and lose a bunch of Marines, but like, Pandora didn't really take much damage in his own base. There's just so many mutas, they just kill all the bio.
Yeah, even here, I think he's having those moments where, like, can I just fight this straight up? Do I even have to micro this anymore?
All these 2 mutas are misrallied.
Yeah, the miss rally at least gets a couple kills, so Pandora, a little free donation, but still quite behind here. That +2 weapons on the way as well. Starting to add on drones behind, so this is a very similar game from Flo. Pandora trying to be aggressive, find what he can on the map, but he's going to get caught out in the open here. And his units are getting a little bit spread out. Don't want to be caught too bad here, because too many losses, then these mutas just go for the kill. Look how many are just sitting at the 12 o'clock, too. Jesus.
Oh, yeah. I was like, the mutas number is kind of being whittled down a little bit. Oh, never mind. This is like a whole extra pack. Yeah, it's real scary here. I see Sword Neon in the chat saying that we should have some Valkyries maybe to deal with all of these mutas, but there's no armory, so I don't think Pandora is going to go for that. But like, to my Protoss brain, that makes sense. Like, it's going to take too long for the vessels to get that energy, and we don't have the lurkers, so I feel like the value of the vessels is less in this situation than it would be normally. The Valkyries are going to get online faster.
Oh, this bio's out in the open. The Muta's going for the counterattack. It's free kills and reinforcements. They're going to go for some of these turrets. Without that attack upgrade, they can mow through this. It's a lot of damage, though. Flo not overcommitting, but finds a free factory that kills, just like last time.
Yeah, oh my god. Flo's having a very consistent preseason here.
You know what? Maybe there was a little collusion in the preseason. It's like, what's your plan? All right, I'm going to go to Rax Academy, go up to 5, get that Stargate, fly out the factory this direction, and then just like, both players are just in the same spot. It's like, why did we coordinate like this?
Yeah, why did we pick the same build?
Oh, well, hey, this game's at least going off a little bit better. Rady about halfway research now, still adding on bio back at home. The move out from Pandora is sent a little bit here up to 12 and get some drone kills. That wouldn't be bad, but discovers the Muta. This isn't even a flock at this point. Like, this is a large group. This is definitely a swarm. Definitely defines it. Still 7 Mutas behind this. Why even get Hive Tech if you just spent all the gas on Mutas? This is ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we're seeing here. Like, the Dark Swarm doesn't protect Mutas, right? So why even bother with Hive Tech?
Yeah, but imagine the plague. The plague with the Mutas. Oh, God, you'd mow the entire army down in like 3 shots. Oh, and Pan are so out of position here. These Mutas are going to show up in the main. They will be able to kill everything. Yeah, it's a lot first, but this is too many Mutas.
Like, how many turrets do you need for 24 Mutas? Like, I feel like at some point, like, even if the turrets outnumber the Mutas, they'll win because of the bounce.
Yeah, stand away from turret
right over the mineral line.
Yeah, you can't get bio back there reliably to do anything about this. It's just going to take so much damage. Basically stops mining out of base. Pandora is going to go for the counterattack. I feel like that's the move. At least try to get something done. But there's still moves being made back at home. His bio army is quite big, but not quite big enough. Working on air armor now. Flo really committed to Mutas. Last stack D is about to finish up as well.
Oh my god, look at all these
Can't handle
sunken
it through in time.
colonies. There's so many. There's a disgusting build here from Flo. The Mutas are getting chewed up here, but there's so many Sunkens.
Yeah, there's more Mutas on the way as well.
Yeah.
7 still in production. And look at the back of the production for Pandora. Like, all those tech buildings are gone. You're not going to be able to get your vessels into radiates. They're camping over the barracks with no anti-air in sight. His army on the field's all Pandora had. It gets cleaned up, and Flo's going to win that one as well. Took a little bit longer, but, you know, second verse, same as the first for that one.
All right, if you play Flo, just get Valkyries, dude. Just get him. He's going to go mass Muta.
To my knowledge, if you don't know there's like a Valkyrie micro trick. If you don't know that, they're really hard to use effectively.
I know that it exists. I don't know how to do it because I play Protoss, right?
Stop telling me answers. Flo, come on. We need to help these people out. We want to see competitive games, although I do like watching all these Mutas.
Alright. Flo's reign of terror in this group is done. We have a new player. Or, no we don't. We have 2 players that we've seen before. Haha. At the bottom right, we have the green Protoss Jellymang. And in the bottom left, the gray Terran Pandora.
Alright, so now we need to know, who are you rooting for? Is the loyalty to your team or the loyalty to your race?
Well, no, so it's 2 versus 1 because I loyalty to a Protoss, but Pandora is on my team and Jellymang beat me. So it's a very clear choice this time. There's no conflict. I'm clearly voting for Pandora.
Alright, so you're clearly a traitor to the Protoss race. I don't even know why I casted you then. Like, really, if I want this Terran bias, I go find the Blime. I can drag him out of retirement. Which is not retirement. He's just going to be busy for the next... he's got a little life stuff to take care of. So, unfortunately, these match of the week casts that we do every Tuesday and Wednesday, we're going to be rotating in a bunch of people. I got a fun guest lined up next week.
A fun guest?
Ooh.
Am I not a fun guest?
Secret. Oh, no, you're a fun guest, but you're not a secret fun guest.
Oh, okay.
Secret has not been on Match of the Week before fun guest. It's going to be a good time.
Oh, I think we're about to see forward gate with this pylon on the high ground. Does this work? Oh, it does. Very nice.
Yeah, this worked.
Dude, I used to do this in StarCraft 2. Like, I would 2-gate in PvT, and people wouldn't see the second gateway. So it would really work. It was the funniest thing.
How did they not see the second gateway?
I think like the pylon range is longer and like gateways are smaller. It was something like that, or like I would build on the high ground. I don't remember how I did it, like because it's the dumbest thing, but it would work, and I would still so many games that way.
You're just an animal.
Yes, I just want that W, dude. It looks like Pandora is going for some good SimCity here, though. Between this command center and this barracks, Marines can walk through, and Zealots can't. Same thing with the barracks and the depot. So that doesn't like completely shut down these Zealots, but it does make it that much harder for Jellymang.
Yeah, I mean, hey, if you get anything, though, he's going to get that second scout. So, you know, he knows where the opponent is, not going to waste any time in the forward gateway. Even with the opportunity, you can still kind of work at the mineral line, try to get some damage done the best you can, and still going to get all that valuable scouting info. This probe's going to walk into the base. Here's that first Marine, and should be able to shoot that away, but that Zealot's already nearing here. And Pandora, cutting across the map, uses that knowledge from the scout. Now you're going to check the top right side. Knows there's something happening, but when that Zealot shows up, he's going to be really aware.
Oh yeah, looks like the SCV might scout the gateway a few seconds before the Zealot shows up, but either way, Pandora's going to know what's going on here.
Man, I'm never this committed to Zealot pressure. He did 2 Zealots before core. To me, that's insane, but you know what? Hey, if it works, it works. And we see the Zealots starting to go to work here. The Marines split up very nicely, trying to do as much damage as they can. Minimizing losses, has to pull off the mineral line a little bit. Second Zealot's about to show up, though. Pandora's been pretty far away, but still doing a great job managing this so far.
Yeah, doing a great job keeping these Marines alive, keeping them bunched up, getting as much damage on this zealot as possible. Here we go. Now that there's two, it's that much harder. The probe gets the kill. What a god. Here we go. This zealot is trapped here, but the SCVs does get one in SCV kill here. This is actually going pretty well for Jellymang, but he has to keep these two zealots alive. They're in the red. I think they're going to get cleaned up. Yes, they are. So I think overall this is fine for Pandor, right?
Yeah, I think you kill two zealots, you know the tech got delayed, and that scout's still alive in base. You can roll down and see that you're starting your expansion before they start their nexus. You're feeling pretty good here. I actually would have liked Jellymang to pull back and deny this bunker from finishing. I think that could have been a little bit more powerful as this first Dragoon. All right, no, it's another zealot moved across the map. I'm like, oh, the first Dragoon maybe, but not quite yet. But I think if you got rid of that bunker, you don't have to wait for range to harass around. You can slow down this expansion, maybe force it to be built on the high ground.
Yeah, I have so much trouble with the decision making of really zealot pressure like that, like when to go in and when to back off. It's like you make one tiny mistake and you take so much damage. So it's really hard to pull off in the moment. But I think you're right. Like I think at some point you just see that there's too many Marines and you just back off.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely got a lot of options, but Jellymang is going to take the Nexus, working on a Robo, so that should be for some pretty fast observers to see what's going on here. And Pandora Scout still alive, going to manage to leave, so you can go explore somewhere else and make sure a third doesn't go up, I guess, but everything Pandora's doing looking pretty solid. 2 factories are about to complete, Machine Shop is on the way as well, so you know, let's start working on whatever you want to do. And curious to see how Pandora plays this kind of mid game of the matchup. If they're like a big 2-base push kind of person, or are they going to be getting the armories and waiting up? I'm not really sure how they play offhand. And I feel like there's always a Terran thing you can look for, because if you play one style, I think you play that style most of the time, especially in the preseason.
I think we're going to see some kind of aggression on lower factory counter because we have 2 machine shops and no armory or anything. In eBay. And like I think like if the early game a Protoss makes any mistakes at all, it's really good to follow up with like a 4-fac or 5-fac push. Just because like those require such precise timing from the Protoss on a good day. Like in a game where the Protoss like delayed their tech and everything, it's going to be even harder. But here we go. We do have these guys pounding on the bunker here. But the first tank is going to show up in time, and these 2 goons won't really be able to snipe the tank or anything.
And the barracks in a position to make it hard to dive in and snipe the tank, too. Nice little tricks that you can pick up to just be extra annoying as a Terran player. That probe is going to move to take the 3rd base, but the SCV scouts it immediately. So Pandora got the full idea of what's going on, starting that tank production back at home. This scout will not die. It's getting all the info it possibly can.
Really good information for Pandora there. And yeah, I have a feeling like we're gonna see this is like a fac CC fac or whatever kind of push. We're gonna see like looks like 4 tanks and then some vultures being rallied with speed. I lose plenty of games to that, believe me.
Yeah, I think that he's prepping for a move out because he's got the armory on the way, but getting both these vulture upgrades and not getting the siege mode, like you get just a lot of muscle that's pretty mobile here. So I wouldn't be surprised once these upgrades finished. But hey, it is still polypoid. You got this high ground to work with. Jellymang's pretty far forward, trying to do what they can damage-wise. Loses a Dragoon without taking out anything too significant. 1 vulture goes down, but Jellymang's got to be careful not to take too much damage delaying this.
Yeah, I think it's actually going really well for the Protoss here. Like trading 1 goon for 1 tank is always good. Oh, here you go. These tanks are too far forward, maybe. Oh, come on! Don't cancel the shot! Okay, there we go. Well, now losing 2 goons for 1 more tank, starting to look less good for Protoss. Oh, and these vultures body block that goon in there.
Yeah, and mines are here. At least there is an observer. It's hanging out with the army, not immediately going for the scouting info on what Pandora is doing. So, you know, I think it's still not bad, but having 2 observers back at home here, but this does see control of that 3rd base, which did get finished off. Can Jellymang actually defend it? He's going to go up. Tank's having that little high ground advantage, so it's saving. Oh no.
Yeah,
yes. So this isn't good.
Only 1 tank left, but like we're gonna have like a trickle of goons coming out, and oh my god, another flank goes off. So the 3rd base, I don't know if it's gonna die here, but it is gonna be shut down for now until Protoss can get maybe like 2 groups of goons here, or 2 waves. But no, they're sending in 1 goon. It's gonna die to these vultures, let alone the mines. Look, oh my god, look at that mischance on this vulture.
It's a little unfair.
Like 3 times in a row.
Yeah, and also like you gotta keep in mind, Jellymang is trying to deal with this pressure the best they can. Their macro is definitely falling off a bit here. Same with Pandora, but at least he's forward. He's getting some stuff done, starting to work on siege mode and adding some factories back at home. But Jellymang hasn't added on gateways, isn't continuing towards Arbiter Check or anything like that. He's just really trying to be in crisis mode. Stop this, and the vultures get through. They're gonna manage to get some probe kills too. Come on, this is stupid.
What a nightmare.
Terran, no, I don't feel bad about Terran against Flo's Muse anymore. Like, this is the justice.
that vulture started killing probes at half HP, and it got 2 kills before the Goon killed it. That sucks. But the third Nexus has been saved. We're gonna have 3 base production of workers to help catch up in the work count. But Pandora's not sleeping on that either. Pandora's throwing down this 3rd base. Oh my god, I didn't see where vultures show up.
Yeah, this is just ruthless what we're seeing here.
Oh, yeah.
But at least we are seeing Stargate on the way. Temple Archives hasn't been started just yet, so if it's a rush towards Arbiters, struggling with the lack of gas, unfortunately. So gonna have to slow everything down a bit here, but getting it forward, still working on Dragoon production. But Jellymang's economy, you can see it's pretty off balance here, and it's not gonna get better anytime soon.
Yeah, this is really hard for Protoss. Like, just getting your tank on time. If you don't, you'll just keep suffering for it. And like now we're seeing another push come out. Like what'd you ooh about?
I just saw a can game made. I'm like, I looked at the icon, I'm like, oh, and I was like, my mind's like Fleet Peak. I was like, no, it's not Fleet Peak. Yeah, I mean, I'm doing a great job looking at the production tab and knowing what all the icons means. But Pandora. Man, they got 3 bases. They're going up to 4 double armories. Like this is very late game planned for the Terran player here. And Jellymang, after all the damage, it's gonna be hard for them to really feel comfortable pushing up and doing something about it. I think once you get control of this high ground for Pandora, if you want to get that 4th base, like you're set to go as Terran.
Yeah, Pandora's just in
it is a Fleet Beacon.
Hey, here we go. Yeah, you saw the future. It's the the caster bless, I guess, instead of the curse.
This is the it's the Oprah thing, like the secret, just wish it into existence.
Oh,
I want to see carriers.
Manifested.
Yeah, manifested. That's what we're looking for here. Shuttle getting made, so maybe get some zealots in here. Go for some zealot bombs, like trying to get something here, but still, I feel like Jellymang. I don't know how I feel about the carriers here, because you're already like behind the gun. Your opponent's in a great spot, like with their upgrades and their economy. How do you have enough time to build up these carriers before Pandora scans and goes, oh, I see what you're doing?
Yeah, I think you're right. Like, carriers take so long to get operational. Like, you need to do it really early or when you have some kind of lead or at least presence on the map. It looks like Jellymang is trying to clean out these tanks, and actually that went really well from Globe 1 immediately with this drop here. But never mind, does not go well. All these units over here get cleaned up. 1 goon survives, basically for 1 tank, because this one takes some 4 HP. We have another flank up here with goons, but they get repelled by tanks too. So things continue to go very well for Pandora.
Yeah, and now you can see the struggle what we're talking about. At least Protoss got that 3 o'clock base. It's another source of gas. They haven't gotten it yet, but if you look at the economy, like they're producing not a lot of things, and they're really struggling. Like carriers at this point with the damage they took earlier on, I feel like it's just gonna be hard to get to stay kind of critical mass that's gonna really be threatening. While Terran's really on a good path to get that +2 at a good time. And if they see carriers are coming, they start making those glides. Like that's it. That's gonna be pretty hard for Protoss to deal with.
Yeah, we heard a scan. Every time I hear a scan, I check to see if he's scanned the carriers, but it was just the 3rd and 4th base.
Yep.
We have a huge pack of vultures on the map here, trying to get to one of these bases, and there's no wall, really. So if they do get in there, all these probes are going to be doomed. Just laying mines everywhere, doing as much damage as he can. Somehow all these zealots survive. Oh, never mind, they all died. Nice.
And still, there's a lot of vultures. Pandora actually doesn't want to be throwing away this. This is a big commitment for the lack of damage it did. And with the observer still back at home, it's not even like the mines are really doing anything too crazy. So I'm not sure about this. Pandora, being a little extra aggressive, but it pulls the army out of position. Here come more vultures towards the natural instead. There's no units here.
Oh,
Raiding
no.
party, no cans either. Oh, God. This is going to be really atrocious. And the vultures are going to see the carrier tech. Oh, God. They go up high enough they can see it. This is going to ruin everything. It exposes the tech.
Oh, God. Let's see. Immediately, there's some Goliaths in the production queue. It looks like the range upgrade was started already, just at a nice timing. Dude, this one carrier can't be claimed before vultures. Major feels bad moment.
It just taking them. It's like, go, my one pet interceptor. Shoot it barely. It's just not doing the damage it needs to. And +2, +1's about to finish up as well. So this one vulture gonna really just get a lot of damage done. Didn't even lay all of its mines, but you can see Pandora's supply still significantly up compared to the Protoss. The economy keeps getting ravaged. This vulture group goes to top right, stops that expansion from happening from Jellymang. So everything just not going the Protoss way, unfortunately. And you're never allowed to complain to me again about picking bad games for Protoss.
Well, hey, mostly this was just a good group for Flow. All right, this is just the one game for second place.
Well, Flow's not in this game, man. Like,
Yeah,
we can't use Flow as the excuse here. Pandora playing a very solid game. Everything we're seeing so far looking very, very, very cautious and safe, but like Pandora found opportunities to do damage, and Jellymang just struggling to kind of keep up here. Even like trying to get Storm behind this, anything that can kind of slow things down. But it's not going to be Arbiters. It's just going to be the Unison. The Army's just not going to be able to get the job done in a straight up fight.
Yeah, we're basically just going to see Terran roll over Protoss in a little bit here.
I think whenever the move happens, you can see Pandora starting to near max. It's going to happen reasonably soon. Has +2, +0, working on. I think they're just waiting on another round of like support Goliaths before they go in for the kill. And Jellymang's going to keep poking forward a little bit with these Dragoons. There's not a lot of Zealots with this. Like, this is. Oh, even with the best concave in the world, you just don't have the muscle here. One little party army gets part of the engage down here. Jellymang going to be forced to fight because half his units just broke it off in the worst possible position in the middle of the map, unfortunately. And Pandora doesn't even have to slow it down. No sieging, no cautious, just keep going forward.
He just box selected everything and A-clicked in the bottom right corner of the map at this point. Here we go. He just sieged 2 tanks. The carriers are technically here, but there's so many Goliaths coming.
And one of them doesn't even have the full interceptor, so I guess you do the best you can, but that ground army is already completely eliminated. Goliath's getting reinforced. These carriers are going to be really struggling to get something done. And you can see it's just Pandora's army in such a great position, unsieging to move forward. Should be able to eliminate this base, and even these Goliaths are pushing things back. They get one of the carriers, and the other one's already very weakened.
Absolute brutality here.
This isn't right, man. This isn't right.
Disgusting.
And I like watching carrier play. I'm a carrier's boy. Why are you doing this to me? Yeah, I think at this point, Pandora's got her under control.
Yeah,
Jellymang knows the end is here. You're going to tap out of this one.
Sad times for Protoss.
Yeah, again, why are you doing this to me, man?
I
thought we were buddies.
I didn't know.
See, I never know either, but you always yell at me. Like, it's hard. It's hard to know. Like, you got to actually look at the results, but then you're spoiling.
Yeah, maybe Protoss just loses every game this entire season.
Are you saying they need a buff?
Yes, buff Protoss. Let's do it. Anyway, we're on to Group 49 now, and we're gonna have Doglid versus Jahan. And there's another Protoss in this game, so we have another chance to either be happy or be crushed again.
Okay. Well, I've seen Doglid play before. Jahan, I'm not particularly familiar with, so excited to watch this one.
All right. All right, in the bottom right, in the yellow Zerg, it's Nam Doglived. And in the top left, in the bluish-gray Protoss, it's Jahan SC. Or John, or who knows?
I'm good with Jahan, man. Like, see, like it sounds worse when you start questioning it, but if you just commit,
yeah,
like you can make whatever nickname you want to.
Yeah, like if you're just confidently wrong, then you still look confident, right?
I mean, if we're confident about how to pronounce his name, maybe he's wrong.
Exactly. There you go, dude. I got told that in a job interview that I am confident about what I don't know, which I guess is a compliment.
That sounds dangerous as hell for a job. That sounds dangerous.
I know, but I got the job, so okay. But like, I was like, at the time, I was like, is that good or not? Anyway, it looks like Jahan is going to do a Forge Expand, if we're seeing the probe leave the base after the pylon. What is Dogliv going to do? Probably an Overpool. I feel like we see that like 70% of all ZVPs.
Well, you're wrong. No, I'm kidding. You're absolutely right. It's like every single time. Like, and it's hard to argue against it. You do things like a hatchery first or a 9-pool. Like, your Protoss just has to do the right opening, and then you're behind the gun. But Overpool, very flexible. You might not have the best advantage that you're looking for every game, but at least you're going to be able to play it out without having a kind of big disadvantage. And it's going to be that gateway expand instead. Just wants to get the scouting info. I think maybe seeing where your opponent is, and so if you want to be poking out your zealots, you're not wasting time. Or if you know it's cross position, maybe you just don't have the time, and maybe you don't even waste the energy.
Yeah, maybe you just mind game the casters just to make us look dumb.
Hey, you said stuff I was silent.
I know, but I say that every time because I need something to fill the silence for the first like 2 minutes of the game. All right.
See, this is why I like enjoying the ride. You get to make all these bold calls where you have to go for it, just fill the time. This way, shill stuff, man. Shilling stuff is the greatest way to fill time.
All right, looks like the hatchery does get down, so Jahan can scout the main. Looks like it's only going to be one pair of links, which is a good situation for Gateway first, especially because we don't see a drone scout. So Dogliv might only discover that it is Gateway first when the Zealot shows up.
Yeah, we'll see if that actually is the move out, though. He's keeping the Zealot back at home, though. He's not really being forwardly aggressive, but here comes that Nexus down pretty quickly. So knowing that it's 2 lanes, it's nothing too bad to be worried about here. Takes a little drop off to get the faster Nexus. Good reaction. Be doing some good knowledge off the scouting info. And Dahl is going to get that 3rd hatchery again at the mineral base. That makes me think Hydras, but we'll see if that actually is the case.
Yeah, I feel like you should at least try to send the Zealot across the map when you only see 2 links. But I mean, this is still a completely fine scenario for the Protoss here.
Yeah,
nothing we'd like to see gas. I hope we see gas before cannon. You know, I feel like if you're going to go gateway expand, you might as well be brave about it and try to delay that first cannon as long as possible.
I feel like that is maybe the dangerous mentality. Is like, well, if you're gonna gateway expand, why don't you be greedy too and then just lose games?
yeah. I mean, now you know why my win rate is not very good. Somehow this Ling does manage to get into the main. It corners this probe in the dark side of the base. These 2 Zealots are crossing the map, but I think there's only going to be like 5 Lings at home, or no, just 3 Lings at home. So these Zealots might actually do some damage.
And what if they're actually going to stop his hatchery, go for it? They're going to try to get some drone kills. Now, we did see John. He got the Cybercore before the gas, so all this tech is being delayed a little bit. Like, the gas wasn't mined quite as fast as you would need to make use of the Cybercore right away. You see it now. Cybercore's finished, no gas banked up. These 2 Zealots are here. Lanes do get made. Should be able to surround this and not take any big damage. But Zealot gets in there and sees the glare. That's at least important scouting info.
Yeah, that one Zealot in the natural does get the drone, as well as forcing all of these Lings in the first place. Overall, this is a good poke for Protoss, I would say. Especially if the Zealot manages to get behind the mineral line and be annoying. But I think that hiccup in the build that you mentioned with the late gas, that is going to set Protoss back just a little bit. Here we go. We do have the Stargate being started.
Yeah, but like you could already feel this is not where you want to be as a Protoss player. With the lair nearing completion, you're just starting a Stargate. If they actually commit to going Mutas, which that I feel like at this point you have to kind of take the guess as a Zerg player. It's like, oh, is it going to work? But if they make that choice, and especially if they can kill that first Corsair, this could get out of hand.
I think the Slayer's actually late, given that we have 450 gas in the bank for Dogliv. I think he must have been microing versus the gateway first, and forgotten about his tech, honestly. Because I think this is still a good lineup in the time. Yeah, because like we're gonna have the first Corsair get there while this Spire is not done yet, which is always good because Proteus gets to kill 1 or 2 Overlords for free.
I don't know, man. Like we'll end up seeing if it ends up going that way. But I mean, you pointed out all that gas being banked up. That means when this Spire finishes, that's easily free
True.
Scourge. And I think you're gonna have enough built up. I'm actually expecting Muse. I would be very surprised if Dogwood doesn't go for it. I'll make the bold claim. I'll look like an idiot if I'm wrong.
Okay.
But he's adding a lot of drones on behind this, burning an awful lot of larva. We'll see if he starts banking it up, and now the Spire's at about that halfway mark.
I think we wouldn't see the 4th hatchery if it was going to be a Mutus. I think we would see the natural gas right about now too. Anyway, it looks like there's some Lings here trying to poke at the natural, but there's 2 cannons here and some Zealots to block. So no more Lings in the Protoss base for now. It looks like we just saw 1 Corsair. And it's going to fly across the map. It's getting there right now. It's going to see the Spire is like, oh, the Spire's is just going to finish as the Corsair gets there. So technically, I'm right. Technically correct. Exactly. But we're going to see this Hydra dead. So probably no Mass Muna, just 2 Scourge in production to drive away this Corsair.
Yeah, I guess so, but I mean, if you kill that first Scourge, you know, maybe you think about it.
Oh yeah, I mean, like, Zerg can always just transition to whatever they want. They just spend all their larva on a unit.
Oh, alright, does pull away, I think maybe just in time. Do you got the micro tricks? There's more away. It's going to be hard to get away from, but I think he might be able to just barely get back at home in time. If you know the way to glitch the pathing, you can definitely kind of help out a little bit here. But still, Pro's building up pretty nicely back at home, running forever, doesn't want to die. It's so tense, but I think he's going to be completely fine. Good, Celtics going to poke out too.
There we go, and with these Celts starting to leave the base, it is going to force the Lings back. Looks like we're going to have +1 in speed done soon, excuse me. I think we're going to have enough units here to defend with these Hydras starting to come out. Although, now looking at it, the natural and main are not... Oh, here we go. So we do have 2 Hydras. Maybe these Zealots will get something done. There's just like not a lot of units on either side, so I'm actually not sure how that works out.
I mean, if the Sun can get put in position, the SimCity actually looks kind of annoying if you have some units to support, like at this 3rd where Doglib's already kind of starting to set up. He thinks this attack's going to come in. We'll see if it goes through. The speed is finished. These Zealots moving on in, trying to fight what they can. The Sun gets just barely finished now, and reinforcements as well. I think John would be a little bit wise to not try to keep forcing the issue. But he's going to poke down a little bit, see if he sees a big opening. So I think leans against it, doesn't want to just throw away a bunch of Zealots. Well, you can prove me wrong and do it anyway.
Here we go. These Zealots trying to stick around, trying to do some damage, trying to fight these Zerg units in small fights. I like the choice not to commit to diving into these Suns, because I can tell you that I would have done that, and I would have lost all these Zealots.
Yeah, absolutely. I would do exactly the same thing. This is why I don't really if I'm gonna poke around, you got against City, I'd be like, you did it. Congratulations. This is why I like the choice instead. Going for this 3rd base up to 12. 2 scouting Scourge. Easily gonna find it though, so at least Dogliv knows what's going on, gets to make the choice if they want to take another base or prepare for an attack in the mid game. Now he's really starting to work at this Hydra production.
Yeah, if we do see this 3rd base go down soon, it's gonna be pretty early for this matchup. I feel like the Protoss, you get your 3rd base around like 12 minutes normally. So it could be hard to hold onto that ground if Dogliv really leans into Hydralisks. Here we go. A pretty greedy 3rd, I'd say, from the Protoss.
I mean, he's got some Zealots there, cannons on the way, and he's made Templar are starting to build up energy. Storm is finished also, so I think if you're pretty careful at this point, you should be set up to do this, but you're kind of, I think you can't be on the map anymore if you're having units in position to defend. So, Dogliv, let's see if he does recognize what's going on. Working on that lurker aspect and Overlord speed. And we're not seeing a robo or any kind of detection just yet, but, you know, John's got plenty of time to work on that.
Yeah, we do want to get that robo up soon. You want to get it like around the 9-minute mark, just to get those observers about in time for your goon push. Of course, if you're just hiding in your own base with cannons, you don't really need observers. It's true.
I feel like every time if I really believed in that, drops are in my base.
Oh, yeah,
100% of the time. So, maybe not the way you want to be going for sure, but lurker aspect, but halfway done. Working on that Dragoon range. Still no robo started. We'll see if that ends up being a problem. But John poked out a little bit with his units, pulling right back home once they accumulate into that big forest. I think maybe waiting for this +1 armor, like as he started to build up some temple energy as well. There's that robo. Should be up in a reasonable time span to get these observers.
Yeah, here we go. We do have a big Zerg force going up the defended ramp to the third base. Looks like we have 2 Templar here, and they do each have 1 Storm, so this could be some big value here for Jahan.
Well, not that first one.
Oh, no.
Unfortunately, barely gets any fight at all. But Dogleaf does pull it out, like at least it's deflecting some of this pressure. Dogleaf still isn't retreating all the way back home, but hasn't taken their next base. They're starting to make lurkers and keep trying to be aggressive here. I'm not sure how much I like this. I think we see a drone going down to the 6. This I like, getting to that next step, trying to get that valuable next base, and especially the next gas.
Definitely. Zerg does not want to be sitting on equal number of bases as Protoss.
No, it's usually not a recipe for success for the Zerg. What? At Dogleaf, I will say, like, he's down 10 workers and he's down 10 supplies, so army strength like these should be reasonably comparable between two. Adding on some more hatcheries as well, and working on some double Evo chamber upgrades, so actually adding on a 3rd Evo chamber as well.
Yeah, so right now, Protoss has that upgrade lead, but they aren't making +2, and we're seeing extra Evos come up for Zerg, so this could get pretty good for Zerg as the game goes on. I feel like this army from Protoss is just not that big. We have these just 3 Templar and 4 Utes, and no observers with the army, so if we saw a bunch of lurkers at home, Zerg would definitely clean this up, and as it is, I think it's going to give Protoss trouble. There we go, 1 Templar is picked off before he can even cast a single Storm.
Yeah, and he's kind of waiting. Dogleaf very patient here with that flanking group. He's going to really be able to sandwich his army. Take the fight if you want it. A lot of Hydras from behind. Here comes the Templar. No Storms go down yet. First one goes down. Dodged as soon as you possibly could. Second one does a lot more damage. And that attack from the other side is not... I thought it was going to be a Zerg sandwich, all the units, but only a one-sided attack. Dogleaf's units get cleaned out without too much trouble at all.
Yeah, that was kind of like the dream scenario for Protoss there. It looks like we think there's a base in the bottom left because we're all going there, but there's not. It is completely empty, and this is giving Zerg time to make 5 lurkers here in the middle of the map, ready to put more pressure on the 3rd or maybe even the 4th base, which is coming up for the Protoss here on the high ground.
Yeah, I mean, these lurkers still going to just... This is mostly a Zealot ground army. They are going to go down to that 6 o'clock base, and when this whole army shows up to kill 2 hatcheries and basically nothing else, because you see Dogleaf's moving forward, he can go for that 4th base. It's not finished, but it looks like he's trying to set up shop outside the natural, cut off some reinforcements, and be in a really obnoxious position for Dogleaf to break out of.
Yeah, there's just not that much here. I'm not sure it's going to stay or contain. I think it's going to march right here in the natural.
Here comes the retrieve from John. He's only keeping... He's got to keep enough units here to kill that other hatchery. He killed 1. He's retrieved back home. Dogleaf doing big damage up here. All the pros end up getting pulled. And these lurkers killing the Templar. Finally barely gets 1 storm off, but those lurkers worth their weight in gold right now. Did so much damage. And is there the observer with this army? Are they going to be able to walk past these lurkers without taking too much damage?
I don't think there is an observer with the army. There was some at the natural, but I think they died to the Hydralisks. Oh man, this is really unfortunate for Protoss.
Yeah, I mean, Dogleaf found a great opportunity to get some big damage done. Now he's in the main with the Hydras working on the production. John's not forcing the issue. I think they got to wait for something. Where observer in production, maybe it's enough. They're just walking past now, taking the lurker shots, eating the free damage. They got to do something here. You can't afford to lose all this production here as the Protoss player. But these Hydras just working on everything in the main. They don't even want to fight this army because they know as long as they kill all this stuff, that's going to be the biggest win they can ask for. And a lurker blocking the ramp, that's perfect for this situation.
Yeah, that's so rude. Just going to lock Protoss out of his own base. There you go. Looks like Zealots can walk by. Oh, even Archon can walk by. What the hell? Dude, I have no idea how bad that works in this game. But even if Jahan can clean up his main here, all the gateways are down. The 2 bases are dead. I do really like that we have a base coming up at the 9 o'clock. Like, Protoss just doesn't stop. He just keeps making Nexuses, dude.
Yeah, he's got one of the top right as well. It's just you might as well like you lost your main, time to relocate. Like this is not the best time to make a move when you have no stuff to move.
Exactly, dude. That's why I just burn all my belongings when I move to a new place, right? It's so much easier.
I just become a minimalist. You can see John's trying that, but that strategy not great for war games. So it turns out being a minimalist is maybe if you play Dota or if you play Warcraft 3, you can get away with that, but not in this game. Unfortunately, needing some production to get something done. We're seeing some attempt to reclaim here. Doggo is still putting the pressure on. Up at this natural, that's got 40 supply at this point, even worker count, and I just don't know how you get out of this. Storm's doing everything they possibly can, but it's not enough. John's gonna have to tap out of this one.
You know, I always blamed you, but I think I am the one who's cursed. I think I'm the one who leads to all these games where Protoss loses.
Yeah, I think it is you, because I watch Protoss win plenty of games.
What have I done to deserve this? All right.
Least in the chat.
Yeah.
Turns out counterattacks are good, least. Did you know?
Well, in this game, we have the return of Doglived and a very special player. We have Neblime.
Ooh, that'd be interesting. Who won the last game? It was Doglived. A decisive counterattack did critical damage the Protoss could not recover from.
Let's get into this game.
Oh man, I'm excited. It's Neblime. We don't ever get to cast Neblime.
All right. In the bottom right, in the bluish gray, the bluish gray, sir, it's Dogliv. And in the bottom left, in the slightly off yellow Terran, it's Neblime.
Well, I know Neblime. He did not pick that color on purpose, despite the non-lemons. Like he will represent the colors. He does enjoy the random color selection. So,
can we just say, look, it's not hosted in top versus bottom. Shame.
Shame. I mean, I would love to say anything, but I host all my games 1v1.
What? No, I did it for you. I built the habit of hosting games in top versus bottom because of you, and you don't even do it.
Well, no. So here's what I say. Here's what I say though. Okay. When I tell people to host, I say either host on top versus bottom, or pick colors that can't be confused.
Wow.
I play all my CPL games in like orange and white, stuff that doesn't get confused very easy.
Excuses. I can't believe you.
You're right.
Listen, I can't believe you.
I mean, this is the story of my StarCraft career. Do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah. Okay, anyway.
Dogliv. This is Dogliv going with a little bit of the interesting kind of build, looking like a 9 hatchery instead of the 9 pool, instead of the 12 hatchery. Going to be able to get the fast amount of larva, put on the aggression here. And Neblime, a known hater for walling the front, maybe gets punished here if he gets found out in time.
Yeah, we'll see here. This barracks is even just like kind of out in the open here. It is by the ramp. And let's see. This SCB is going to go scout. Is it going to scout the right way? Yes, it is going to scout clockwise. Or nope, it's going to scout counterclockwise and get the start first.
You got there, man. You got there.
Dude, directions, I can't handle it. I just can't handle it. But this SCB is going to get there really fast, too. I wonder, will he recognize the timing on this? I don't know if I would be like, oh, this is 9 hatch.
I think the health it's at is a little bit different than what you're used to seeing at this point. It's much further along. I don't know, that's how I tell if something's an overpool or 9 pool or something. I see the health when I get there. That's what I'm used to.
Yeah, I know that's theoretically possible, but I feel like I would doubt myself and get in my own head and not be sure what the timing actually was. But Neblime is no, I do not think that Neblime got it because he just went and built the command center on 15. Can you do that against?
He's not even making Marines. He's cutting Marines.
There we go. We do Marine. Not even a bunker, just a depot. Look. Okay, I'm so happy this is happening because I constantly roast Neblime whenever we cast about how greedy Terran players are.
Yeah, I so play that too. Every time you see the games we saw earlier where it's like, oh god, they're against 2 immunity. They refuse to get the bunker at the front. How can you be so greedy? And he tries to justify it sometimes, it's not that bad. It's okay. Now we are seeing the bunker go up the front, but these lings are already on the way.
Well, there's only 2 leagues on the way, and there's 6 following the SCV in the main, which actually might have bought Nebline the time he needs here. Is the bunker going to finish? Yeah, I think so. I don't like how forward it is. I feel like it should be behind the wall, right? But it is going to get up.
But look at these lanes. They just go, they say, nice bunker. They can just run past it across the top. But you can see Nebline has to pull so many SCVs to block the ramp. Doesn't want that to be an opportunity here. So Zogliv's still, has units on the map, being a little bit aggressive. They're working on lane speed. They stopped mining gas, so this is pretty committed. Still got the good scout from Nebline finally getting picked off. It's going to be a flood of lanes. Is it going to be enough to break through? We'll see.
Yeah, I have no idea what the math is on like how many SCVs you need to repair per Zergling. But I feel like with these SCVs already... Oh, no, not... Okay, I know if you leave no SCVs on the bunker, that's not good.
Oh,
no. With the ramp block.
Oh, no.
It's going to be okay. Oh, look, they can go between... I know they can go there. So we have links here. They're going to surround the bunker and take it down. But the ramp is blocked, maybe? No, the last Marine goes down. Nebline taps out. Rip.
Well, Nebline. I just, like, if he was here, I could just ask and be like, was this that sublime building placement, the link tight wall, the walls you refuse to make in every match? So you hate the walls. Whoa. It would have saved you there, dog alive. Willing to be aggressive, picks up the big fat W, and especially in preseason week 1. Oh man, the stones to do it.
Well, I got kicked out of my Battle.net account, so I'm gonna try to log back into that.
Cool. That sounds like time to chill. Is that correct?
Sure. Go ahead.
Fantastic, guys. Everyone, if you're liking what we're doing here, follow the channel, subscribe. I know I see a lot of the same names here. I know you're already following the channel. I have to tell you all this stuff. But what I do have to tell you about is the other cast we got going on later this week. Tomorrow, Pancake Princess at an EU-friendly time. I think like 3 in the afternoon. They're casting something. That's going to be a good time. I know this guy, Cold Warp Case, is casting something tomorrow night with Escalade. That's going to be a fun time. I'm not sure what group you guys have picked, but I'm not going to put you on the spot about it. That's going to be later in the evening tomorrow.
It is week 1, groups 7 and 8.
Oh, see, there you go. Some more tier 3 action, some low-level games, see possibilities, some shenanigans, and hopefully, just get some little advice from Cold Warp Case as he's trying to help you improve your game. And Friday, I know that I got messaged about, hey, we think we're going to try to get some casting done on Friday. So there's the opportunity for more on Friday. Now, the big thing you need to be worried about, though, it's week 1 of the regular season. You better be working with the coaches. You better be practicing. You better be playing your games. Unless you're on the team on the bye week, then, do whatever you want.
Does a casting count as practice? Because I haven't got very much practice in. But I am learning from all these games, right? Right?
Yeah. So I'm learning. If I play Terran against
yeah. Okay, finally, I'm back. All
right, fantastic. Well, we're just waiting for things to go in.
Can I create the game though? Okay, I'm gonna add a 1 to the game name and see if that helps.
Okay.
There, it did. Okay.
All right, fantastic.
We're back.
Hey, in what year do you think Battle.net will work as intended?
I don't know, but the Earth might not be around anymore.
That's very possible. But you know what? I'm ready to see another game. I'm curious to see what other players are in this group and how they play. Hopefully more than a 4-minute game.
All right. In the bottom left, we have the pink Zerg Spots. And in the top left, the blue Protoss Chobotech. So 2 new players this time.
I kind of love that Protoss name.
Yeah, who is this supposed to be? This is, Wait, who is this? It's not on my list of players in this group, so maybe I just forgot to write somebody in the,
I mean, maybe it's,
on the
John
overlay?
as
Is it John's, like, alternate? It must be. Yeah, that's what it was in the replay name. Okay, I'm good. I would never make a mistake like that.
Hey guys, if you guys are having a great time watching us fumble through a cast occasionally, looking like we don't know what we're doing, don't worry, we don't, and you don't have to either. If you want to get involved with casting, hit me up on Discord. It's super easy to get started. You don't have to have the good game knowledge. As long as you're willing to watch a game, have a good time, and bring positive energy, we want you to be casting CPL.
Exactly. If they made me a casting coordinator, then the bar isn't very high.
I mean, really, the reason we made you a casting coordinator is I was tired of getting your fucking replays.
Yeah, now
So
everyone's
this guy cast enough. Go get him yourself.
And now I can't blame you when they're all losses for Protoss.
Well, hold on. You know what, Shobotech? You know that disparaging names like, oh, I'm so bad. I'm so bad. Maybe this one will be the one that decides it. We finally will break the curse. It is going to be the Gateway Expand.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, not getting that early scout, and we're seeing spots different build, 12 pool, not an overpool.
Yeah, it definitely is a Jahan again because he's like the only human who scouts on pylon with Gateway first, and then like makes another pro make the Gateway. Oh yeah, we do have this night pool that you mentioned though, and wait, is this night pool? No,
It was 12 pool. I said
12. Oh god, so I'm sorry, dude. I was like, wait a minute, this is clearly not a night pool. What is going on here? You're right. Okay, so it is a 12 pool. What even is the advantage of that for Zerg? Like, I feel like if you're not gonna overpool, you might you're not being aggressive, you might as well hatchery first.
Well, 12 pool does give you lings at a reasonably fast time, so you can't get like super hard punished. Probably against the Gateway Expand. I would presume you have the lings at times so the Zealots are just completely disrupting everything, but does sneak out a little bit more drone action. So, I mean, we are seeing this Gateway first opening. The pro finally does scout what's going on. By the time it gets here, the pool's already completed, so it doesn't know the pool timing, unfortunately. But you know what? It's not a Forge Expand. You don't have to go too crazy. 6 lings spawn, and like everything looking pretty okay for the Zerg player here. He's gonna have plenty of units to defend this single Zealot that the Overlord's gonna see as it walks across the map.
Yeah, I think you definitely want to back up with the first Zealot. If you see 6 lings, just try to regroup with the second Zealot, then you're much stronger off. Especially if you can regroup with the probe, which is just stolen minerals from the Zerg player. Like that's a steal right there.
Yeah, but I'd rather be helping fight the Zealot. It's basically
Yeah.
a +1 upgrade. It kills these lings so much faster with a little bit of help. And only 1 ling goes down, that Zealot gets killed. Even try to get into that nice little nook in the mineral. So Spot's getting much better out of that trade, working on the gas their own. But at least here's the scout. His lings didn't go across trying to punish things. And you know, so far for Chobotech, things have not going quite as you expect. But the Nexus on the way, got the Forge, got the Gateway. It could be a lot worse.
Yeah. I feel like when I go Gateway Expand and it goes wrong, there's just lings at my base immediately. At least they're changing this probe around.
And if this is John, it does look like we have a little bit of the adaptation. The gas before the core this time won't be misaligned as badly as it was last time. So I'm thinking that was just the one-off mistake we saw in the game before.
Yeah. We do have these 2 Zealots moving out, and there's only 5 lings on the map, I think. So the Zealots do have some potential to deal damage here. But the 2 armies just run past each other. Oh, no, here we go. The lings notice. Now they're just kind of doing the awkward, like, oh, I'm going to hit you. No, I'm going to hit you. Kind of thing.
Buys time for more lings to get reinforced behind this. So Spots, I think, be very careful. Once wait for these extra lings, then take the engage. Easy cleanup on these Zealots. John, if we're assuming it's John, it's Chobotech. We're not 100% sure. It feels like they're being pretty far forward here. Could get caught off. Link speed's not finished, but still, like, I want to see these Zealots not be so incredibly far forward. They do pull back as it looks like tech should be on the way soon. Cybercore is finished, but we haven't seen anything yet. Gas not quite there to make anything.
See, it looks like that. Oh, that layer's almost done. Whoops. And the third base is over here. Not at the mineral only. I feel like every other Zerg we've seen today has put their hatch at the mineral only. The third hatch, that is. Do we have any tech in the Protoss? We're going straight to Citadel, which is unfortunate because Zerg is getting a Spire. So it's not like game over, technically, but this can go really, really bad for Protoss if Zerg decides to go heavy into Mutalisks.
And we'll see that Overlord's actually getting into the base. It's going to see exactly what it needs to right now. So definitely exactly what the Zerg wants to know. It's like, oh, I'm already making the choice. Things are going to go good. I took a third base with a gas income if I want it. Hasn't actually used the other extractors, still just on 1 gas of economy. So, maybe can't punch it as hard as you would hope, but still, Spot's definitely strategically in a great spot here. Pokes forward enough. Doesn't actually confirm the Citadel tech, just sees the lack of a Stargate.
Yeah,
I think making the correct assumption.
Yeah, like it just maybe a little bit early get this gateway for this gateway to be almost done if you go Stargate, but there could be a Stargate somewhere that the Overlord doesn't see. We're already seeing a Hydra Den, so I don't think we're going to see the Zerg go right into a bunch of mutas.
Zell's trying to poke out a little bit here, but there's a lot of speed links ready to catch them, and that +1 weapon's not even close to done. And Spots is going to start making Mutalisks. We'll see if he can punish Chobotech. You got at this point, like, got Temple Archives, you got to start making cannons. I hope we see that adaptation that at least defends you in some form. But so far, we haven't seen anything yet. There's pilots in position to be able to make them, but if they're not ready in time, these Mutas will do crippling damage.
Yeah, we definitely have to get some kind of anti-air up.
I mean, gateways are anti-air, right? You get to make units; they can shoot.
Goons do not count as anti-air versus Mutalisks. They're so bad versus Mutas.
Oh, well, the Zealots that poke out, they do see the Mutas, and hey, at least this does buy you time. The Mutas are not going to go straight for the kill. They're going to be used to clear out the Zealot force, do some damage there. So, if we're going to be adding to the defense, Chobotech has time to start making the cannons as necessary, and you can see those in production. But these Zealots in the map, they're going to be in a real rough spot, especially since that +1's still not done. The Lynx can even engage this for the time being, but this is getting cleaned up here. Big win for Spots.
Yeah, this is the danger of skipping that Stargate as Protoss. If they do go air, you are in big trouble. You're just, all your units are really ineffective. We do at least have some cannons going up. Oh, we have 4 cannons in the main. And
there's a lot.
Yeah,
that's a lot of cannons, man.
Yeah. See, Storm is started. We're gonna start getting some Templar. One thing that I've seen happen more lately is getting the second gateway in the natural. Just so that you could make an Archon that much easier, rather than like having 1 gate in your natural, 1 gate in your main, and the Templars have to walk for an hour to meet each other in the middle.
I don't know what magical walls these other Protoss players make it, but if I made 2 gateways at my front wall, I feel like I'd never be able to get units out. There'd just be so much buildings in the way.
Not in the wall, like in this gap to the left of the Nexus. Like, not in the
Archon's,
wall, so,
Archon's on the way. He is going to find it. Again, they're actually going to kill that before it even finishes merging. This is a big win.
Unfortunate.
300 gas down the drain. Lots of cannons being made here. Chobotech's not going to be able to move out for any significant amount of time. Like, at least they got a decent amount of gateways. They can start producing things. But look at Spot's reaction. It's been all drones and lurker aspect because you know detection's a mile away. Like, Spot's playing this match beautifully so far. Chobotech just kind of getting pulled along for the ride, and it's all going to go back to at opening, not getting the Stargate.
Yeah, it's so brutal. There's a reason that it's the standard to get Stargate in this matchup. Like, sometimes you get the Corsairs, and you're like, wow, why did I spend on all this money on these? And you do that because if you don't, this happens.
Yeah. I mean, I like going Citadel, but I feel like you got to be doing certain things with Citadel to put a little more pressure on your opponent. Be willing to make those Archons earlier, but really it's those cannons, so that way you're like feeling free to move out on the map, put some pressure on. But he waited till the Mutas were already out before he moved out. It's a little too late at that point.
Yeah. Here we go. This Archon is going to get this Overlord. That's how you get back in the game, right? There we go.
I mean, I'd rather go punch this clump of Mutas. That'd be so much better. But hey, kill's a kill. It does supply block to Zerg.
Oh my god.
And it's buying time. There's a lot of lurkers in production, but the Robo is just about to finish. So Observer's still pretty far away. And I wonder if Spot's going to go for it. I see a drone moving to the bottom right. I think he just wants to turtle up and keep leaning on the economy that he's now ahead on.
Oh yeah, this Zerg with 50 drones. That's gigantic. For some reason, we have 1 lurker running across the map. Don't know how that's gonna go. Is it like I guess it's gonna shut down this third? By the way, I can't believe that Chobotech / John is just trying to get a third at 10 minutes in the game when there's mutas and no Corsairs. Like, this guy just wants to expand. They're on a very strict schedule.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see if he gets to work trying to take that Nexus now. The observatory nearing completion, so at least there's going to be something. I see Dragoons on the way. Dragoon range about to finish as well, so at least you'll have some tools against this, but we saw spots. He didn't add on too many more mutas after he started making them. Really drawn up behind this, moving out to the next tech. And it's like if you make 6 mutas, he's gonna make a pile of archons and all these cannons. You already did the damage. You don't have to do a damn thing.
Yeah. Here we go, and the mutas are just forcing their way up the high ground here. They do get tickled by the storm, but none of them go down. But I feel like the real deal is these lurkers. With the observatory just being done, there's no observers on the field here to defend this base, and this Nexus is going to have to get canceled. Oh no, there is one observer just trying its best to make it here. And there are enough units in front of us. They should be able to save the base. Yeah, here we go.
Still take some decent damage though. The music's gonna go in. They
what the muta's doing? Oh, I don't know if I like that. Archon doing big damage. Goons actually cleaning up a few of them, and we're down to 2 mutas. So a bit of a mismicro there from Spots.
Well, there's the DT that does sneak down to the bottom right. There's a hatchery that's not about to complete, and some lurkers. So it's going to be invisible lurkers versus an invisible dude. No one's going to see anything. So I think it's going to work. Like, not going to be able to shut it out too much. But Spot's also working on a hatchery at their mineral base. They're going up to 5 base Zerg, really on a strong economy. I want to see them move towards Hive Tech recently soon, but everything's still looking so strong here. This Overlord seeing the DT go put in the work, +2 weapons. It's a very strong unit. A big move out with an army down to the bottom right, and a counterattack from Spots down to 3rd.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I do not like this choice to send the Protoss army to the bottom right. It's so far away from everything else. Like, just send, like, a few Zealots or something, because it is going to leave the 3rd base completely exposed. And there were 4 cannons, but that's not going to stop all these Hydras and Lurkers. And now I'm sure that this 3rd base is going to go down for real now. Wait, let's see how much damage the Protoss can get. There's going to be 2 Lurkers on a ramp. The units are kind of clumping up. There we go, but they do manage to kill them.
The observers almost went past the Lurkers before they got killed. That would have been hilarious if it ended up happening. But Chobotech loses their 3rd base. I mean, it's a mineral only, but still, at this point, you're behind on a lot of things. You can't be afford to be losing bases like this from Chobotech. Trying to produce everything they can, working on that next weapon upgrade. So it'll be a strong army, but you can tell by the supplies, Zerg's army just has so much muscle to it. You would need like fantastic storms. This army that's going to get caught at the bottom right, there's no Templar here.
Yeah, and there we go. It's like Spots is able to contain it. Oh god, now it's on move command. Okay, they do back up.
Oh no.
The super connection has been lost, whatever that means. And the Lurkers are going to do so much damage here. This first army is trying to retreat up the ramp.
Yeah, the boldness of the Lurkers just burn out right next to it. It's like, yeah, observers, I don't care if you have observers. You just don't have enough muscle here. The Archon goes down, there's no Zealots here. Only a couple Dragoons left. Spock's going to be able to clean up that army. Everything looking great here as they got that 4th base online at the mineral only at least. And we're going to see Chobotech. He's trying to take that mineral 3rd again, right into the eyes of an Overlord, so Spots knows. And now he can start setting that army up as this Zerg army is starting to really swell out of control, and Hive's on the way. This is only going to get worse for Chobotech.
Yeah, and there's just 2 Templar that just finished, I think, so they don't even have the mana for Storm. Without that, it's so hard to deal with these giant balls of Hydralisks.
Yeah, and behind this, like this army from Spot's already intimidating. He saw how ahead he was after he cleared an army. 14 drones were in production, just like fine, economy, we did it.
Yeah.
This game has been the definition of just getting more ahead. It's
so
like Spot playing beautifully. Oh, can Templar get the energy? Oh, they just barely got one for a storm. Where does it go? Barely goes off in time. Only kills 1 lurker, unfortunately, so not quite enough.
Yeah, I think we are going to see Zerg just kind of muscle through here. This Templar, Templar actually, no, never mind, it dies. We have a couple more Templar here, but I'm not sure they have the energy for Storm just yet. 3rd base is going to go down before it can be finished again. We stormed our own ramp for some reason.
Yeah, a little unfortunate, you know, when it happens to the best of us, a little mouse Nicholas action, no big deal. Chobotech, though, just really on the ropes, keeps trying to get something going. Hydra's reinforced to kill off this 3rd base again. And Spot's being diligent. I see a couple mutas flying around the map just to make sure there's no other bases, no other thing. He knows Chobotech's hurled up on that top left side. and just taking big damage here. Finally, just withdraws from the match after taking too much damage. Spots takes a well-deserved win, and dude, can we see Pros win one game, please?
I'm trying.
I don't think you are.
Oh my god, I got kicked out again. All right, let me try to fix that again.
So that's what the server connection was.
Yeah,
Man, you're on Asia, man. Get back on the regular one.
I guess. But then if I click on an egg, it'll explode.
No, they rolled it back, but let's not test fate.
Yeah, let's not reinstall a new client in the middle of a cast. All right, I'm authenticating.
You shouldn't have to reinstall it. Did you have to reinstall the client to go to the region?
Not from scratch, but you had to like patch it to change regions.
Okay. Well, it's all right. Sounds like we got a little bit of time. Just, if everyone's here, I'm just going to keep throwing it like that. You should be working with the coaches for CPL. We're about to start the regular season. That means next week we're casting week 1 games. So going to be out of the blind action as far as match of the week goes. We got we have a variety of casters joining me on every Tuesday and Wednesday. And you got the EU cast from Pancake Princess on Thursday. But now we're going to get to the games that matter. Best of 3, series adaptation, team pride on the line. So I'm very excited to get into next week's games. Preseason's been fun, but you know what? I've had enough Eclipse. I've had enough Polyvoid. I want to start seeing the best of 3.
I want to start getting into this video game. Let me try again.
Well, it wouldn't be a CPL cast without some kind of troubleshooting you have to do on the fly.
It's like, it's clearly my BNet account is correct because I'm in the Battle.net app. It just doesn't communicate with StarCraft correctly.
Well, I think they heard you that your name's Warpgate, so they're like, nah, this guy plays StarCraft too. He only needs one StarCraft game, right?
Exactly. Oh my god, please.
Well, you're gonna have to figure it out. Maybe switch the region. Go to Americas. Maybe it'll help.
Yeah, okay. Alright, I'll try it. Let's see what happens.
Oh, we got a little bit of downtime. If anyone in the chat has questions about getting into casting or what's CPL, I want to how do I join the wait list? I want to get involved in some of this stuff, or just silly questions about why do I hate Terran so much? We got a little time to kill. Help us fill, because honestly, I'm a low energy day. This is energy conservation mode, state 0. I'm on cruise control here, guys.
All right, I'm back in. Let's find the next. Okay, so that was the last game for Group 49. So now we're going to get into our 2 individual games. The first one is going to be Ugnasty versus Hathras. I'm still not sure how to pronounce this guy's name. Is it Ugnasty or Unguis or whatever? I don't know.
I'm going with Ugnasty because it's a fun name. But, all right, there we go.
Darthan Gamer asks, what if you're Protoss playing versus Zerg and they go Mass Hydra early? What do? You lose.
Yeah, you probably lose is the meme answer to that. But realistically, if you go Forge especially, making sure you make enough cans to survive the attack. Getting Storm as soon as you can is useful. Don't move out before you're ready to. And just try to get an idea of how committed they are to attack. Because if they're making a lot of Hydras to attack you early, that means they don't have economy. That means they need this attack to do some damage. And it's about you being able to just survive. Odds are, if they go really hard, you barely survive, you're ahead.
All right, good advice from State 0. And with that, let's get into this game.
NCX has a question. Cole Warpgates, what are you building this week?
Pilots.
Well, actually, what is NCX playing against you? He's a race picker. He's a dirty race picker.
It's Zerg. Anyway, in the bottom right, in the orange Protoss, it's Hazarath, who we've actually been seeing a lot of lately, who I think was the runner-up for Tier 1 King of the Tier. And in the top left, in the Brent Zerg, it's Ugnasty.
Yep, they did do top versus bottom as well, if you don't like the Christmas or the Halloween team.
No, we get spooky in here.
Oh, well, I mean, this matchup's spooky. It's, I feel like we've had enough Protoss tiers. I think one time, just one time, let's do it. And they're going to start with a friendly banter, but just late enough to the game to start being suspicious.
like, yeah, like that. Like, have you played before? Like, is this literally the first time that you've played StarCraft? Like, I like it. I like it. Looks like okay. So we have the pylon built and the probe scouting. Now, do you think we're going to see Forge or Gateway? Because I would have said Forge before.
Well, it's not about that, like that pylon. You could scout afterwards. I think it's not as necessary, but maybe if you're not comfortable moving out there else, I think it's going to be Forge though. I foresee the Forge.
All right.
And it looks like we are getting the over with a 9 pool with a gas behind it and an extractor trick to that. Wait, that didn't do anything. You weren't at 999.
That wasn't an extractor
so,
trick. That was just cancel guess.
Yeah, the extractor feint, the classic maneuver. That, but it is a 9 pool, a little more aggressive. Hopefully the Protoss can get in there in time to scout, see what's going on. It is the Forge, but against 9 pool, you do have to be careful. Cann's a little more of a necessity than overpool, especially if it's 6 slings. You want to make sure you can know how much you need to defend early on.
Oh, yeah, I'm pretty sure you just get 2 cannons. Like, there's just an automatic response to anything more aggressive than overpool. Oh, and I like this touch from Ugnasty hiding the drones. The probe doesn't see it. That prevents it being blocked. Very nice.
Yeah, that's definitely a move I like seeing a lot here. And we did see how he actually got it just as like the pool is finishing. So if you're really sharp with your timings, you should know that wasn't an overpool. Like you're really sharp about it. But you know what? It's hard to have all those little kind of knowledges and tricks like that. He's going to be able to get good scouting info. Starting to see more links being made. Has one cannon on the way. Hasn't started the next one yet. And you look like they're just put down the Nexus instead.
Okay, so 6 cannons or 6 lings.
6
6 cannons. All right, here we go. 6 lings can kill and or run past 1 cannon. I hope we see the second cannon go down, or maybe like the gateway and then pull some probes to block. I could see that working too.
Unfortunate for Nasty though. He hasn't scouted the opponent. He's going for top right, hoping for the better thing. So this buying a lot of time for Hazarath.
Yeah, I like it. We still definitely have to see probes blocking this choke between the Forge and the gateway. Please don't scare me like this, Hazarath. Well, here they go. Here come these links. They're going in the right direction now.
Yeah, I got a feeling that 1 probe on a ramp is not an effective block, but you know what? We'll see if it is. It is only 5 links, though. Remember, the one's still chasing the scout, so it's a little bit less robust, but we'll see if Ugnasty wants to go for the attack. The gateway's not finished yet. It's just 1 cannon. You can fight that if you want to.
Oh, he doesn't try to fight. He tries to run by, and the 1 probe actually blocks for a little bit. Oh, but the cannon is too far away. You really want to put that where he can hit the ramp, too. Now we have 3 lings in the main. Every Protoss' nightmare. Ooh, oh, 1 gets surrounded, though.
Yeah, apparently not Hazarath. He's got that probe micro.
Okay, yeah.
Manages to kill 2 very quickly, not taking any significant losses yet so far. So, despite the real dangers this could have been, Ugnasty not getting the damage done they want to. But now with probes being transferred to the natural, now there's definitely more of an opportunity here. Actually, until he clears out, I don't like transferring stuff to the natural. I feel like it's just asking for probes to die.
Especially, we have these 3 idle probes above the gas. Really unfortunate. I hope we notice those soon. Here we go. This Zealot is showing up. He's going to force this lane to run away. Oh, no. I think... Okay, we go here. The 3 probes are noticed. Supernus is back to mining with all their workers.
Yeah, but it's not... Is it? Yeah, it's only 2 guys on the gas, though. Hopefully that is not unnoticed.
Oh, no. Dude, I hate that so much. I've started doing that somehow, like, by complete accident. It's so obnoxious.
Oh, it's the worst thing. But I think at least with Protoss, you notice that quite quickly when you're like, all right, well, I know I can afford this Stargate. It's like, why can't I afford it yet? It's like, it wasn't late or anything. Couple Cells going to try to move out here. Ugnasty should have seen the move out, not pulling back these links to help deal with it. So opportunity, maybe get some damage here. Ugnasty's adding on drones behind it, working on that lair. So should be able to go do whatever tech choice they want to end up doing. We'll see if Hazarath can get some damage to kind of even things up a little bit after getting a little bit thrown off their early game.
Yeah, let's see. There were 2 links made, but they're headed right for the unnatural of the Protoss. Here we go. There's 2 more links pop, but only it's only them to deal with these 2 Zealots, so all 4 of these drones have to evacuate. A nice little victory for Hazarath here.
Yeah, the units are getting retreated to help deal with this. Hazarath has the Stargate on the way, still has not noticed the gas. He's missing from the gas, though. This could be tragic if he doesn't notice soon. He's even going for air weapons, so using a lot of these gas commitments. And he's going to have to figure out why he's going to be a little bit light once he starts actually producing the Corsairs. This is going to be a real big problem if he doesn't notice, so hopefully he does. But Spire's on the way. See if Ugnasty wants to go for Mutas or what we're going to see out of him. But still, these Zealots are doing great work given the very minimal investment.
Yeah, that one Zealot had 6 kills. What a hero.
All right, there we go. 3rd guy in the gas. Just got noticed.
Hey, what a boss. Let's go, Hazarath. There we go. And the 2nd gas goes up. Very nice.
I feel like that's late, though.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
usually
yeah,
if you go the even later than normal, though. I think if you're going the double upgrade route, like you're getting the ground weapons and the air weapons, you need to get that 2nd gas much earlier.
Yeah, I get the 2nd gas like when my cyber core is 3/4 done.
Yeah, that's about the
same.
same.
Yeah. But then, like, if you skip that upgrade and stuff, and like if you don't go Stargate, you can get the gas later. And there's so many little tweaks you can make.
Yeah, we'll see what ends up being enough, though. But the Spire's completed, adding on some extra hatcheries to go up to 5 hatch. So out of the Zerg, we're seeing the most standard stock by the book kind of build. This first Corsair is going to move in. Start scouting around what's going on. Hydra Den started up at the front. A couple Scourge gets made. Let's see if the Corsair can escape certain death. And even a Muta. Interesting.
Just 1 Muta. Just enough to confuse the Protoss, I guess.
I'd be confused.
Yeah,
I think that would work brilliantly.
I mean, like, I guess like some people are going to see that Muta and then immediately build like 4 cannons in his mineral line, right? Like, so some percentage of the time, yeah.
Yeah, or just keep committing to Corsairs, because Protoss players love to stop making Corsairs the moment they feel they can, so that's always a chance too. No, they're actually going to add on some Mutas behind this. Hasn't seen more Corsairs. They're not being really aggressive picking off Overlords, so maybe thinking the opponent's not really going for it too much. Here's Hazarath, that first move out of Zealots. Speed pretty far away, but they do have the +1 attack, because Lings are not going to be super effective here. The Mutas should spawn just in time to help deflect this, though. And we're even seeing some of the basic defense on the ground from the Zerg player as well.
Yeah, and there's a decent SimCity here at the 3rd, yeah, especially with this second sunken, and we do have more Mutas now. Okay, definitely more than 1 Muta. So actually a substantial amount of air from the Zerg. This time, the Protoss is getting air, unlike the last PvZ we saw. There you go. I think these Zealots are still doomed here. There's not that many of them. There's 2 Sunkens. There's Mutas here.
Yeah, decent drone control to minimize some of the losses as well. That creep colony does not get completed, but Sunken just above it ends up finishing off. Going to help deflect this. Protoss really commits his attack. Doesn't get a lot of damage done. Loses a decent amount of the Zealots. Speed does finish, so they should be able to run away. And I like that the Robo's on the way. Good timing. Going to make sure that Lurkers won't catch things off guard. Ugnasty, after defending his attack, slamming down a bunch of drones, working on upgrades, going for the late game. Good decision making from the Zerg.
Yeah. This is a very strong position for Zerg to be in. Once you deal with that push and you kill all the Zealots rather than just force them to retreat, like the Protoss's next push is going to be that much later and that much weaker. So it gives you a few minutes to breathe and get drones and upgrades and all that good stuff. Like, look at how many upgrades are in the production queue right now for Zerg.
Well, even just look at this, though. That's what the 12 o'clock base of uncontested 4th base as these Mutas start harassing the mineral line. The Zealots aren't going to know about it, so this is great news for Ugnasty. Going to be set up well. And these Mutas even trying to find a couple probe kills. There's a bunch of Corsairs just hanging out there, but they're just barely out of range to really help out. And we can see a couple Scourge. I think if you want to keep being aggressive, maybe you have an opportunity. Both players building up, though. Dragoon range and Storm on the way. Making some Templar start building up. Here comes Hazarath with move out number 2 of these Zealots.
Let's go. These have actually been rebuilt much faster than I thought. I hope that we don't commit them this time. I hope that Hazarath pulls them back if it gets dicey. But it's still pretty good. Might even scout out and/or kill the 4th base here.
Yeah, I would think you would have to check the 12 here.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
It just because if you find something, it's awesome. But these bases are so far, especially this natural. The sim city on that's disgusting. There's a good amount of hydras as well. It's gonna be hard to push through.
They all died at the third base anyway. The Zealots look at that giant wall of hydras and sucks and pull it back.
Yeah, it's not exactly what you're looking for, but still, it's fast Zealots. They're going to use their lightning legs to run away from the engagement here. Don't want to take too much more damage than you have to. For us, still just trying to build up. Storm is about to finish and starting to switch over to Dragoon production. I'm not sure if you have quite enough Zealots to start working on that. Like, it's still pretty gas intensive. You think maybe you want a little more muscle on the ground, but we're not seeing a big swing at the Hydras just yet from Ugnasty. Lurker aspect on the way, and those upgrades are near completion as well. I love how active he's being with these skirts. He's just trying to find something to kill. If you can catch anything out of guard, that's going to be a good little move. The Hydras are forward. They're going to start being able to whittle something. If you could kill this Forge before the upgrade completes, that'd be huge, but I don't think there's enough Zerg Force to really do it. The 12 o'clock base got finished, though, so, start working on that economy some more.
Yeah, I feel like Zerg is just going to grow out of control in this game with these 4 bases, too. And Protoss is in this really hard position now, because they either have to rebuild Corsairs and spend all this gas, or drop the Corsairs and get more Templar and stuff, but then they're going to be very vulnerable to mutas.
Yeah, definitely gonna be a hard bounce. Yeah, one Dragoon pokes forward, finds Hydras, dies immediately.
I hate when they do that, dude. It's so obnoxious.
Yeah, not what you're looking for here. Ooh, they're actually doing some pretty good damage to this Forge. Almost take out the shields. But that upgrade should complete in time. But trying to bait out the fight. It's a good amount of Hydras, decent little concave. Great storm goes down, big damage going through. But look at how many Hydras behind us. Don't burn all these storms out too fast. Oh, second wave of the engagement for the Zerg.
Oh, these storms are really good.
Yeah, kind of doing as much damage as you need to here. Hazrat getting a great fight, taking a big chunk out of the Zerg army. I feel like Ugnasty didn't need to engage that and force the issue. Took some big losses doing so.
Yeah, I feel like maybe Ugnasty was macroing every time a storm was cast. Because there was very little dodging going on. And it's certainly given Hazarath a chance to get back into this game. But I don't think that Zerg is behind by any means. We still have 4 bases. We still have lots of Hydras. We still have lots of drones.
And Lurker Tech is here.
Yeah.
The Robo was on time, but where's the Observer? I don't see the Observer with the army. Is there even observers on the field?
About to spawn. So it's not going to.
Yeah. So this is not what you're looking for.
Yeah. Oh, here we go, trying to go up the ramp to this high ground, but there are already lurkers here, and as soon as the first spine goes off, Hazarath is like, nope, I'm out. I'm gonna walk out of here. Ooh, another nice storm, but also a nice dodge from Ignis on that one.
Well, it's basically down to Dragoons, though. Don't want to keep fighting too much. No more splash damage. Don't have the Observer that you need for vision. Hazard does find an opportunity to get a third base. And do you see this in the main? All these probes by the Temple Archives? What the hell are they doing?
What?
What the fuck?
No. They're learning at the Archives, all right? They're trying to become Templar, but they don't have the minds to be Messianic. It's very sad. Okay, it looks like they've been fixed. It's some pathing thing or something. I don't know. Dude, there's some maps where when you try to transfer probes, they'll get stuck between the gateways and go back and forth. I hate that so much. I don't think it's what we saw there, but it's vaguely similar. And what is this extremely greedy 4th base with no defenses being chewed down by 4 legs?
Yeah, my guess is this is the classic gambit of, if I make 2 bases and let you kill 1, well, then I got my base.
There you go. Big great plays.
Low cost of 400 next to $400 for a Nexus. You could trick your opponent too.
Oh, we have a bunch of lurkers heading across the map. I think we have at least 1 observer, right? Yeah, okay. We have 1 observer with the Protoss army. We have a shuttle in production, so some kind of drop coming, but is Protoss going to live long enough to do that? There's a scary amount of lurkers out here, though not much Hydra support to go with it. Ooh, nice storm on the lurkers.
They're being dodged pretty well. These lurkers not taking any real damage. Burrowing right in front of some of these zealots. The detect's a little bit too far behind. So finally going to get back in vision. These lurkers are getting cleaned up pretty fast. These upgrades on the Zealots are still very effective. Even though the lurkers did a pretty good job fighting this off, all the Zealots are getting cleaned up. Lings can start engaging into these Dragoons and doing some big damage as well. So both sides really committing into a big attack. And this is a buying time for Ugnasty. That hive's about to complete. Now you can start really pissing off Protoss with those late game units.
Yeah, Hive Tech is just brutal. Like, Protoss needs their own, like, Reavers and stuff to deal with it. And you need basically, like, 4 gas spaces to afford that, so it's going to be really hard to set up. Meanwhile, the 4th base is trying to go up again, and some units died at cannons down here, so it might actually get up. A couple of Lings are going to run into this Goon army, but they're going to pull back wisely. Well, we have the Adrenal Glands upgrade coming along, and pretty soon Goons are going to be obsolete in this game.
Well, I'm still just a little surprised, though, because Ugnasty got to their 4th base pretty quick. It's not like their upgrades or army's been bad, but they haven't been trying to lean this in anything further. We're finally seeing a drone up to the top right, trying to take that next base. And a small attack down to 6, so we'll see if these Lings, they don't have adrenaline yet, but still, it's just a couple cans. It might be able to be enough to clean this up, or at least whittle the defenses down a bit. And Hazarath pretty far forward, doesn't have a lot of Zealots with this, still mostly a Dragoon. But against Lurkers, that's going to be enough. One source of detection, it can't get picked off and then enable this push to have to stop.
There we go. Well, not that many Lurkers, though, and all these Zerg units funneling through this one storm. Oh no, the one observer. Oh no, it gets picked off, and there's still one Lurker. It is. Oh no, oh, there is a backup observer. Very nice here from Hazarath, and now he might actually have some momentum, but no. When it's down to just Goons, you should just back up. I didn't realize we're down to just Goons. Like, I know that you feel good when you're Protoss right here, but Lings are going to spawn from all these larvae and kill all your Goons. So just back away and get some reinforcements. Yeah, and look, here we go.
Yeah, let's see it. There's still one storm available. That could have been enough, but yeah, these Lings going to clear up everything. The Hazarath's attack looked like it was good. It killed a decent amount of army, but it didn't break through to a base. It didn't actually get anything done. If anything, you're just resetting your army in the middle of the field. Ugnasty feels good about that top right base now. And we're seeing a little bit of a counterattack starting to set up because against Hive Tech, cannons don't do anything. Like, cannons are basically useless. We'll see if it's going to be enough here. But all these Lings, 2 different angles of attack as well. He's going to really test Hazarath's defense, and that 6 o'clock doesn't look like it's got nearly enough.
Yeah, you just need Reavers or Storm at a base to deal with these Lings. There's really no other way of doing it. Looks like that DT drop is at the 12 o'clock, but it's not dropping yet. The Protoss attention is elsewhere, understandable.
Yeah, I mean, there goes that shuttle. Gonna start moving around. They could go for the 12. There's no detection. There's a lot of drones. That's a free kill.
Just
like,
drop one there. They drop the other one somewhere else. Here we go. It's going to continue. Is it going straight to the main?
I mean, I'm a big fan of the DT drop move late game just to kill tech, but you want 4 DTs to do that. Scourge find the shuttle, so now these DTs are trapped. They're definitely in there, but at least they got dropped out. Might be able to get something done. Hazard's going to take a base down the bottom left, which is the most unsafe base. It just has to not get found. We'll see if it ends up being enough. These DTs moving into the middle line. They're going for kills, and they're going to be able to rack a bunch of stuff up. No reaction from Ugnasty just yet. This could be so much more, though, if you dropped one at 12 o'clock as well.
Yeah.
Like, DT's overkill this. Like, you don't need this. And now they're going for the hive.
So, what do you think is the most important tech to snipe here? I think it's the spawning pool. Like, I don't think the Spire is that important right now. The Queen's Nest doesn't matter. The Evo Chamber, I guess you can stop the upgrades. But, like, the hive itself is going to take too long to kill. I think the spawning pool is what you should be killing with these ETs if you're going to try to kill any building.
Spawning pool's good because it's also low health and pretty easy to kill. I actually usually get the Spire first, personally. Because if you get the Spire out of there, you don't have to worry about a switch in a muta until it gets remade.
I guess, but like,
so
you don't really
focus on the ground.
You don't really see switches in the muta late, right?
Yeah, but there's a difference between you don't see it and you don't have to respect it.
Yeah, true.
But, I mean, you got to respect this Ugnasty army moving pretty far forward. A lot of Lings, Lurkers being made. The upgrade's looking pretty good as well. Unfortunately, Protoss still ahead on the weapons upgrade, so the Zealot's still very effective against the Lings. As effective as you can be against Cracklings anyway, but
yeah.
We'll see if it ends up being enough. But these bases from Ugnasty not getting detected just yet. Same with the one at the lower left for Hazarath. It's just a big standoff in the middle of the map. Who's going to try to attack first? And it looks like the lurkers are starting to encroach.
Here we go. There's a lot of zealots in this defense army for Hazarath, and they are going to get chewed up by all of these lurkers. We still don't have any Reavers.
There's one with a natural.
Oh, is there? Yeah. Oh, there is. Okay, and we even have an Archon, so we're starting to see more of the late game army that Protoss will need here.
Yeah, I still would love to see that Defiler Den though from Moog Nasty. Get those Dark Storms for the Cracklings. Get those Plagues for the big fights. That's like the high tech I'm really scared of more than anything, and we haven't seen any move to get that yet. Honestly, I think this is just for the Crackling upgrade. Moog Nasty trying to bait a fight. Come on, walk into my army. It's so safe. Come kill these Hydras.
Yeah, it's just Hydras, bro.
And no big deal. We're going to see the Reaver is now revealed. Going to start fighting through. A couple Archons as well. Decent storm, but the Hydras dip out pretty fast. One Zealot from behind sees exactly how much Zerg army is here, so Hazarath knows what's going on at least. And we're seeing reinforcements from all angles. So Moog Nasty kind of trying to like close the door, really control some of the space. Doesn't know about that bottom left base. I think that's going to be critical in this game.
Yeah, I can't believe this bottom left base is still alive. Unfortunately, it's not mining, but it is still alive. Oh, the Reaver is kind of exposed here. I'm not sure what happened to the shuttle. The Reaver, there it is. The Reaver does get taken out.
Turns out it's not just PvP. You can lose your Reaver, and this is a very fast little engage. Super easy. A lot of spread out lurkers. The Dragoons trying to poke forward. There were more lanes here, but I guess they got cleaned up a little bit. So we're going to see the engage. Not a lot of Zealots. Storm's going down, doing a decent job here. Dragoon's going to be able to clean up a lot of this army. Hazard takes a pretty good engage and kind of softens this contain from Moog Nasty. A lot of reinforcements on the mini-map. Oh, I hate when I see this. All these links from other directions.
It's terrifying, dude. This stream of Zerg coming. There you go. Oh, some really nice turns from Hazarath, like all game, even as the rest of the fight isn't really going his way.
Yeah, but look at all these links from the top of that base by the middle. That's so many links, and they're going to fly through all this. They're even, like, they're caught up in that armor upgrade, so the Zealots are not even going to be super effective anymore. They still have to go back to 3 hits to get through. Here comes the big engage. Arcane's enough. A couple Templar here. Do they have the energy for Storm? One of them does, but it goes down on the Nexus, so unfortunately not getting the job done. All of these cans get cleaned up very quickly. No Zealots here to help out. Reinforcements as well. This base is getting cleaned up easily by Moog Nasty, and Hazarath's gonna have to let this one go, losing a big chunk of the army, but still in a decent spot. But honestly, this could, like, Moog Nasty is starting to really take control of this late game.
Yeah, the opportunities for Hazarath are just getting closed off one by one here.
Yeah, just when you get a second, just turn off Hazard's vision and look at the only spot on the map Moog Nasty doesn't have vision of.
It really is that one base.
Yeah, there's units all over the place, overloads all his vision. Somehow snuck that out at the perfect time to not get detected. And you can see, I think that's actually like Moog Nasty really doesn't know about, because he's putting all of the resources into attacking this lower right position. Even this bold ass probe transfer giving away absolutely.
Oh my god! Yeah, just put him in a shuttle or something. Wow, it's amazing. Well, they
get away with it. Yeah. We get away with it, I guess. Jesus, though, that's ridiculous.
Incredible.
Well, I mean, we're getting to that real late game where it's hard to fight Zerg, but still, we haven't seen a switch to Ultras. We haven't seen Defilers. It's still just been the core kind of ground army. So I think Moog Nasty, with the amount of money they have resources of, like, this could have been a lot stronger of a late game position. And he's just refusing to make use of all the tools, which is a little bit disappointing. I feel like that's what we want to do.
These
another probe transfer
right on top of these lurkers. Not going to go quite as well as the first one. Yeah, I think you're right. I think Defiler really is the best hype tech. Like, all the hype tech is good, but Defilers it's just so insane. Darkstorm and Plague makes it so hard for Protoss to do anything.
Nasty trying to break through this natural, but still, it's a lot of Archon Storm. Oh, this is not quite the fight you're looking for, but at least you're burning through resources. Zork is losing the worst end of this fight, but it's just still, the units are going in a little at a time, not a big commitment. Lings did finally get dragged over while they were picking at probes down to the lower left, so Uganasti should know about this base now. He should have seen it, but we'll see if there is a reaction to do something about it. Still really barreled in on this natural. The defense slowly getting whittled through Hazarat's army, kind of running on fumes, but Ugnasti's is as well. We'll see if the reinforcements come in time while this is the nice window to kind of break through.
Oh, there was some kind of drop in the top right, but it was cleaned up by Scourge right as I found it.
I didn't see that either.
Hazarat is just barely staying alive with all of these fights. Like, not really winning the fight, just like evening it out enough to not die immediately.
And this sounds like the story of my pro career. I'm not gonna win, but I'm gonna try my best to not lose for a while and see what happens.
Really obnoxious for you to actually take me out of the game. It's what Terran feels like. You just siege up, and it's so hard for your turn to win, or for your opponent to win.
Yeah. Now this is the late game move I like seeing. It's not high tech exclusive, but Scourge hits an observer. That's always fun. But we're seeing the move towards drops. In a late game drop with like these fully upgraded cracklings on your production, this could be so devastating to the Protoss. You cannot like afford to react in time. They'll kill everything in a blink of an eye. So if he manages to get this drop off, you can see the Lings and Lurkers, some Hydras as well, starting to pull up is again to the bottom right. And still no attempt to do anything about this lower left base. He should know about it, but maybe he didn't catch it.
I like how we have that Zerg expansion there too. Like,
well, I mean, that's just for we can just say that's just for reinforcements.
There we go. That forage goes down. There's another big Zerg force being pulled up. By the way, we saw spawn Broodling in the research earlier. So I'm excited to see that.
I didn't see that complete. I think that did I complete? I think did it or just appear for a second?
It was there for more than a second. I didn't notice if it completed or not. So maybe it was canceled because we don't see any queens. But like, how do you even misclick on the queen's nest?
You're not wrong here. I just try to move forward here. There's one Reaver, enough defense. Not quite. Not a lot of cannons left either. Finally gonna break through this front line. Where's the Storms to help out here? There's a couple Templar. Do they have the energy? Not quite. Finally, one goes down. He's gonna start again, like just slowly breaking through. But here comes the Lings on the back end. No more splash damage available. The Reavers and Storms all used up. This is gonna be Uganasti, gonna be able to break through this bottom side. And that's just going to be up to that lower left base to hold on for dear life. It's starting to accumulate some Reavers.
There we go.
Hazarat thinks it's over. I probably agree with him. He's going to tap out of this game.
There we go. Hazarat really managed to stay alive for a long time in that game with some sneaky hidden bases, but Uganasti just didn't let off the pressure. And that's going to bring us to the last game for tonight, which is Zombie versus IRK Zini. And
I've seen Zini before.
And it's a PvP, the best matchup, and it guarantees that Protoss will win one. Hell yeah.
I feel like you chose this on purpose because you knew it was the only way you were going to get Protoss to win.
Definitely. I'm just scrambling through my replay folder and just renaming some games to make it make sense.
I'm actually really excited to see PvP on not Eclipse. Probably plays a much more interesting match for the matchup, so we'll see how this one goes.
All right, in the bottom right, in the purple Protoss, we have Zumpy. And in the red Protoss, in the top left, it's IRK Zini.
Now, I know we're never going to see it, but it's preseason, week 1. Imagine if you're just like, I'm sending a message in your first PvP, you Nexus first. Set the tone for the season.
my kind of Protoss.
Oh, yeah. Nexus first, your kind of Protoss. Takes no furious.
Exactly.
But anyone, I feel like a lot of people, they don't watch the mirrors as much, especially if you don't play Protoss and you don't appreciate all the little nuance that can happen in this matchup. So there's definitely a lot of little things early on that can really shape how this out and know when to engage, especially on a map like Polypoint. All this high ground variation, 4-player map, it's going to be really hard to get like a clean fight that's not like super obvious to take. We'll see if these players know where their advantage is, when to press it, because doing it at the wrong time is the easiest way to lose this matchup.
Yeah, we're seeing Zumpy scout on Pylon, which we saw again in the King of the Tiers tournament. But it's kind of unusual. Like, they're not even checking the middle. So I'm kind of curious as to what they are trying to scout with such an early scout.
Well, my guess would be if you have trouble dealing with it, knowing if it's gateway core or double gateway is really important. If you know you need to make the second gateway to catch up, if you need a battery, if your micro's not that great about it, like even just write that off, or the possibility of a Nexus first. It is a 4-player map. There's like I said, half is a joke, but it's definitely a legitimate build here, especially if you know how to like branch from it to defend whatever aggression you're going to see. But both players doing very similar builds so far, getting no 2 gateway shenanigans and fast guesses, and so we're going to see reasonably good tech from both players. We'll see. Zumpy has a decent amount of money banked up. He's not going for a Cybercore yet. Is this going to be a fast Nexus? Oh, there we go. Just a little bit off-timed. That's actually a significant difference between Zumpy and Xenius. Like, that's the kind of thing you don't want to do in a mirror matchup.
Yeah, like, especially in PvP. Like, it's all about what you do with the tech. So having your core delay can be pretty bad. Let's see, though. This probe getting some hull damage on the probes of Zini. Oh, here we go. The Zealots, we can clean it up.
I mean, we're seeing what we can here. Zini did get that Zealot first. It looks like Zumpy is skipping that. Has a lot more money banked up here. Core's about to finish, but this is a lot. I would assume the way everything's lining up here, maybe we would see like a 1-gate Robo, that kind of slow expand style, get the Reaver for defense. But we are just seeing skip of the Zealot, going for a range, adding a second gateway behind it. So Zumpy's not trying to be too greedy or do anything crazy, despite being cross maps and knowing your opponent went for an early Zealot.
Yeah, this could be just like a self-reaction to the late core. Just like, oh, I have less money, I might as well do something with it to get this gateway. I know there are some 2-gate builds like this where it's like not a 10-12, you know, it's like 10-21 and stuff like that. So it could be planned from the start. But I feel like if you were going to go 2-gate Goon, you would just get the core on the right time, right?
Yeah, because especially that means you got the range on the right time. Maybe, and especially early on these small Goon versus Goon fights, having one more Goon means the world. That'll snowball a victory where you have like 5 left over.
Yeah.
You're like, I don't know why it makes so much of a difference. Well, it does. So
math.
We are seeing a second gateway from Zini, going to catch up on that production, and Zumpy's going to be the first one to make the tech choice. Robo on the way. So despite the slower core, Zumpy's somehow getting the tech faster. What the fuck?
Oh no, that's the secret of PvP. It's just complete nonsense. Like, it looks like Zini got their second gateway as a reaction to the second gateway of Zumpy, and it ended up delaying their tech.
Yeah, I guess so, but like you can see what Zumpy's done. Like, they're making Dragoons. They got the range. The Robo's 200 more gas. Like, why doesn't Zini have a lot more gas banked up? That's
a good point. I don't know where it went. Oh, so Zumpy has 200 gas more mined. If you look at the gas geyser.
Yeah, but they did the same opening. How did this happen?
Does Zini just forget to put guys in gas and then we didn't notice?
I guess so. Jeez, that's weird. A little unfortunate.
Yeah, it's a weird game.
Well, it's the battle of not quite right time tech, slow core versus slow gas mining, and it turns out the slow core matters a lot less.
Apparently. It looks like Zini is thinking about expanding.
Zumpy is certainly building 400 banked up, so he ain't going to be able to expand anytime soon. I like the slow move. Zini had a Zealot on the map, going to poke forward, confirm the lack of a Nexus. Important information to know if your opponent's trying to expand or what they're doing. Zumpy going to get that Reaver tech online, has that first Observer on the way. But when you do think a builder like this, if you're going to get a shuttle, it's still going to be a while away. You can see there it is. So looking like we're just going to get a build up from Zumpy. Wonder if he's going to try to expand or just get a nice solid ground army and move out when he's got that first Reaver with the shuttle.
We'll see.
This is Zealot. Jesus Christ, secret agent.
Oh my god, what a spy. I have been coached before that you shouldn't go the like 2-gate Goon Reaver all-in kind of build if it's cross position. Like, you should save that for close positions. Because the extra distance can really add up. But we don't. I mean, like, there's no Reaver tech for Zini. So, you know, it's going to be a while until Zini is strong enough to deal with Reavers from Zumpy.
Yeah, I feel like we're seeing Zini, like, because they're not getting this extra production finally added on third gateway. For a 3 gateway obs, this feels like a very late third gateway.
Yeah,
I feel like you're kind of missing the opportunity to make this build as robust as possible. I would like to have seen an earlier Nexus, but even that, I feel like this is the kind of thing, 1 gate core, 1 gate robo, get the rear for defense. The secret agent cell does get spotted, but, you know, gets plenty of knowledge that there's a lack of a Nexus. Those players just going to be comfortable building up. Zumpy working on that first Reaver and going to get shuttle speed, so maybe going for the harassment. But Zini's got a nice little pylon ring, so going to be able to get some heads up about it at least.
Yeah, we'll see. Oh, there we go. It does look like Zumpy is going to expand actually before Zini, which is funny because Zini's had this probe sitting at the natural for so long. Bring a pylon behind the mineral line. Okay. Oh, and there we go. We do have a support bay for Zini, so both players are... They're coming to the same build eventually. They're taking different paths to get there.
Yeah, and I would say, like, as far as the build choice, I probably would have liked Zumpy's more. But look at Zini's worker count. Nothing's happened up 8 workers.
Oh, yeah.
And the observer gets killed off. So he at least knows that the Nexus is there, and your opponent knows that they know. But here comes that shuttle around the side, going as out of the way as possible. Speed's about to kick in. We'll see if he can drop this Reaver and get some big damage. While Zini's still on 1 base, it's not like you have an easy spot to retreat the probes to. It's going to be up to having these good reactions. The shuttle's moving in. Come on, get the big juicy hit. That's what we want to see. As Zumpy also moves out with the Dragoons to move forward.
Oh, here we go. I wish these Goods were like more forward so they can poke at the natural while the drop goes off, but there's still nothing in here to deal with this drop. I like dropping out the Zealots as if we're trying to hit mines or something, but we got the Reaver gets off a big hit on these probes. Oh, another! Oh my God!
Oh.
Why was that second scarab so fast? What's going on here? And the Reaver gets out of there. The Zealots are slowing down the Goons, which is actually really nice. Oh, well,
oh no!
Reaver makes it out.
No.
Oh no! Super sad, but for like 12 probe kills, I think that's worth it. Like, it would have been better if the shuttle just left. And now Zumpy is actually just a little bit ahead on probes.
Yeah, I mean, was it 12? Like, it feels like a lot, but still. You lost your speed shuttle, you lost your Reaver. The Goons do manage to push forward, but you can see Zini's army looking just much healthier, even has the Reaver here for defense. Now, we saw when Zumpy went in, he had the speed, he stopped, he didn't drop right away, he didn't drop in the mineral line, he tried to go away, so the minerals kind of hung everything up. I think committing to that just a little bit more, dropping the Zealots and everything in the mineral line, he would have annihilated Zini's economy.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. And I think you should start with the Reaver first when you're dropping in PvP. Like, when you're dropping versus Terran, you drop a Zealot first to take mines or take tank hits, so the Reaver can come out safely. But, like, in PvP, you just want the Reaver out so that they do damage as soon as possible.
Yeah, well, we're seeing the move out from Zini. He took some decent damage, maybe feels pressure to kind of come back and get something done. But Zumpy should have the defense up in time. Working on Citadel, so going to be the first one towards the Templar tech. Forge for upgrades as well, which is whatever. It's okay. It's not like critical and important in really any way. But Zini moved across the map pretty much undisturbed. Observer going to move in, and I do hear a small echo from you of what me talking.
Oh, really? Okay, I'll try moving the mic. Maybe that'll work. I could turn you down. I don't know. That hopefully shouldn't be happening.
That's okay. We're at the end of the cast. More technical difficulties. Exactly. And I don't hear it anymore, so you fixed it.
All right. I moved the microphone slightly further away.
Fantastic. The shuttle from Zini moving across the map now. We'll see if it's going to be in there. But look, 5 goods in the main. We'll see.
Yeah, this is what you need. Maybe spread out just a little bit more. Cover like the right side of the map there. But I think they're still going to shut down this drop. Here we go. Zini moving in with the goons actually before the drop. Taking some big hits here with these scarabs. Oh, and kind of baiting the goons out of the way. Oh my god. Big brain play. Okay, come on, Reaver. Oh, the Reaver hits the goon first. The probes make it out safely. I think this drop is doomed for... Yep, there we go. Nice defense from Zumpy there. With that missed target from Zini.
Yeah, I gotta say I'm not like super impressed with that attack from Zini. Attacking at both angles at once can definitely work, but the stuff at the front wasn't strong enough, and there was defense from Zumpy because he didn't even break through with 5 goons in the main.
Yeah. It's weird because like when it's like both players have like only brought half of their army when they attack or something because the supplies are really even, but the defender always has way more stuff.
Well, I think it's also just attacking into Reavers. It's just so
Yeah.
difficult to do. And they never have the Reavers with the army. It's always been trying to be harassed on the side, just trying to muscle through with the goons. And it's hard to do that. Like breaking a fortified position with goons only is usually a fast way to lose a match.
Oh, here we go. Another Reaver gets dropped off in the middle of a bunch of goons. Are they gonna have time to kill it? Yes. The goons themselves do have to run away. But that was a nice pickup for Zini there, killing that Reaver. And now, looks like Zini is going to kill this pylon and the probe at the third base here. I don't know if somebody was actually trying to expand or just putting up a spider pylon. No, excuse me.
I think just a spotter. Zini's that pylon up at the top right. That's for the expansion. So Zini's got to take that next step trying to expand, but so risky to take a third.
Yeah, let's see here. But it seems like both players have kind of been like bogged down by these drops and these goons fighting each other. Like the probe counts are fairly equal. The supply is actually up by over 10 for Zini, so the macros is a little better there. Here we go. We do have a big attack for Zumpy headed for the main and natural of Zini. Where's that shuttle? Okay, here's the shuttle. Another speed shuttle here with a Reaver in it. Oh, there's one DT mixed into the army of Zini, and I don't see an observer.
Oh, this is a great move.
There
is an observer off to the left, but it's near enough where you still have to realize it's there and come drag it over. He does.
Yeah,
He's
he
gonna
found
bring
it.
it over.
Very nice.
And
that drops in for the natural.
Come on, no anti-air here. Just commit to it. Big fight up at the front as well, but here comes that Reaver getting dropped in the back lines. Go for the gas pros first. Hardest ones to remember to replenish. Yeah, definitely some big hits. No reaction actually coming
to reaction from Zini at all. Oh my god. Shoots these scarabs. But like half the army of Zumpy isn't moving in.
Yeah, Zumpy's army actually is in a great spot here. He's attacking from both angles pretty strong. He doesn't even keep the Reaver there. The Zealots do get pulled back, but Knight's going to have that good concave, working through that pylon as well. There's not a lot of damage here. You can see Zini's got Templar. Does he have Storm available? He's got the energy, but I don't know if he's actually got research. Did you see?
I don't know. I have not been paying attention to the production tab. It looks like Zumpy has Storm now.
Yeah, Zumpy's working on his Storm, but it's about Zini on the defense. Having the splash damage might be what you need, because he stopped the Reaver production.
Oh,
yes, he does with Storm, but the Druids don't get pulled out of it. Unfortunately, not quite as good as how you kill Hydras with them, but still great damage. Shuttle moving forward, there's nothing in it. The Reaver's going to slowly crawl its way into battle. Zini's got one on the backside as well. A lot of Dragoons still available. Can Zumpy break through? It's going to be real close. I think that Reaver's going to be just enough. Zumpy's army is going to be able to take over the natural.
Yeah, I think it's going to be pretty close here. Defensive positioning. Oh, that Templar gets sniped immediately. There is another Reavy for Zini. Another Reavy for Zini. Comes out of the robo here, but there's no shuttle to defend it. All the goons from Zombie are running up immediately to pick it off. Not even one scarab comes into that Reaver.
Yeah, the Templar waiting for energy on the high ground, but it's going to be a while before that's done. Only a couple of goons left. The probes are pulled. High ground advantage isn't this good. Reinforcements from Zumpy. A giant supply lead. He's leaning forward here. And he's got that shuttle. Going to be able to get the Reaver in the mix on the high ground. Zini is not going to have any army to deal with this. I don't think a DT is going to be enough to save you this time, buddy. We'll see if it ends up working out, but there's so many Dragoons here. I think Zumpy's going to close this one up.
Yeah, I think Zumpy has done it. There were so many back and forth fights in this game. It was just like both players just dealing damage to each other, but eventually Zumpy got the better of it.
Yeah, manages to kill the Robo as well. Hey, hey, look at this. The first fight that Zumpy attacked with his Reaver, he won.
Yeah, there you go.
So that's it. Use the Reavers. They're pretty strong in it. Zini is going to check out of the game, though. So Zumpy, well-deserved win. Attacked with a superior army and got that good engage.
There we go. And that is our final game of the day. Some good games today. the last match of the week, right? For a preseason.
Well, Pancake Princess does do the EU version tomorrow in the afternoon. So we got one more heading your way. That'll be tomorrow, I think, around like 3 p.m. Eastern. So EU-friendly time slot. Odds are, if you're going to watch that, you're probably not watching this because you're probably asleep. But they know where it's about. And if you don't know where it's about, be in the CPL Discord. We got the official streams channel. Don't mute it. You get all the notifications about all of our casting. But, dude, I had a good time tonight. It was fun.
Yeah, those were some good games. Nebelheim got wrecked. It was good. We saw a lot of good games today with some good players. Do we want to just rate somebody?
Yeah, we could rate somebody.
Close it out. All right, let's do it. What Moltrap?
Yeah, sure, we can watch it. He's always watching old Kespa era stuff. A good time to hang out and watch the history of StarCraft. A lot of good games in those, and so definitely worth checking out. Hey, you might even see some of the maps we play on.
Yeah. All right, here we go, guys. Thanks for watching, and see you next time on CPL.